right? Natu has 4,300.
Yeah, so they've chosen to go for the Mac 10, suggest something a little bit quicker, a scouting operation, but Crims has just absolutely wrecked him there, but there is a kill in return. Alexi B at Banana, locked in. It's going to be Golden against him here. Oh my goodness, Brolan, what are you up to? Doesn't have a signature weapon. MBK will find him with the Mac 10 and upgrade himself.
Oh,
chooses the wrong time.
JW punishes that. Fnatic, it's so hectic. 1 minute 20, by the way, still into this round as we find a 1 versus 2 going down the Fnatic way.
Yeah, they're forcing OG to play mid-round, something that they just can't have a lot of experience with as a team doing, right? In practice, you're normally getting away with your defaults. You're not playing against teams who are just scrimming around the map, which is exactly what Fnatic are doing right now. Through the Molly, Golden goes. Some nades to do with this pit position. Molly will force him away from the bike, but has to land the shots. Is not good enough there from Golden.
Good enough from Mantu, though. We said his rifle capabilities are something we haven't really seen before, known as the AWP of the squad, but in his previous teams, he was just a secondary AWP. So his rifle is actually very proficient as well. As you can see, 3 big frags there found towards the B side of the map as we go to round number 15. The revolver's back out here, boys. We're going to see JW heading back into the Wild West, joined by the FAMAS, CZs, and a couple of Deagles as well. We'll see whether this works out for Fnatic in its final round. I think OG would be satisfied with an 8-7 scoreline on their T side, but remember, Fnatic did win the pistol and won their second round. We'll see whether this is where they can get one more. The R rate surely isn't where they feel it.
I hope it is. Oh. Okay, well, Golden, feeling like he's been pressured a lot in Banana this game, will get taken down again by Alexi, who's done a decent job entry fragging towards that part of the map. Currently sitting with 12 frags to his name. Second highest in the server, just behind Crims.
The boost? Interesting. This is often very checked. Looks like MBK did catch one of those bullets. We've got a good idea where Flasher is.
Yeah, they're hoping this smoke will give them 1 kill here. A CT caught out of position would be ideal towards Coffin, spots him, and actually works out. They get to 5-7 at that. That range comes out on top. Wow. Well, then that throws a spanner in the works. Look at the damage pumped out as well. Valor and MBK super low. JW though, here comes the revolver. Oh, it's working out. Let's go. The most powerful handgun in the world delivers once again. It's a double kill, and he's found a Krieg to go with and get 1 more. The R rate surely isn't where they feel it.
I hope it is. Oh. Okay, well, Golden, feeling like he's been pressured a lot in Banana this game, will get taken down again by Alexi, who's done a decent job entry fragging towards that part of the map. Currently sitting with 12 frags to his name. Second highest in the server, just behind Crims.
The boost? Interesting. This is often very checked. Looks like MBK did catch one of those bullets. We've got a good idea where Flasher is.
Yeah, they're hoping this smoke will give them 1 kill here. A CT caught out of position would be ideal towards Coffin, spots him, and actually works out. They get to 5-7 at that range, comes out on top. Wow. Well then, that throws a spanner in the works. Look at the damage pumped out as well. Valor and MBK super low. JW though, here comes the revolver. Oh, it's working out. Let's go. The most powerful handgun in the world delivers once again. It's a double kill, and he's found a Krieg to go with him.
Wow. That looked pretty damn deadly if you ask me. 2v2 though, and Issa isn't going to be allowed to plant the bomb. JW's not quite finished ruining this round for OG. It's Brolan to confirm it, excuse me. My brain's been frazzled. JW, he splattered their brains with the R8 revolver. Quite the way to finish the half. We'll be right back.
Out the mouth because the one they call I take my fan with me. Know about it if you tell, know you're breaking codes. But your credibility and all fall like dominoes. Can you really take the stairs? All I wanna know. Need me real ones when it's time to go. Step it in, hello. Beta, this is to all the haters. That's all we know when we level up. Yeah. That's all we know when we level up.
Gun in the world delivers once again. It's a double kill, and he's found a Krieg to go with him.
Wow. That looked pretty damn deadly if you ask me. 2v2 though, and Issa isn't going to be allowed to plant the bomb. JW's not quite finished ruining this round for OG. It's Brollan to confirm it, excuse me. My brain's been frazzled. JW, he splattered their brains with the R8 revolver. Quite the way to finish the half. We'll be right back.
The chosen one they call, I take my fan with me. Know about it if you tell, know you're breaking codes. But your credibility and all fall like dominoes. Can you really take the stairs? All I wanna know. Need me real ones when it's time to go. Step it in, hello, beta. This is to all the haters. That's all we know when we level up. Yeah, that's all we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready now? All we know about is level up. Are we ready now? I found out I'm not like you. Level up. All we know about is level up. Level up.
Sarah, I heard myself. Sarah,
Right now, all 5 players behind this one, poked out towards CT spawn. Valda, same story, but the Molotov's down. Alexi strikes first, now up to Valda, who needs to find at least one before retreating towards the ruins.
Yeah, he's get challenged by Golden. He's done well to find that frag cleanly. From behind, it has strike nicely, and he'll go back and forth. My God, Mantu does the head flusher. Crim's thrust into a 1 versus 2 with the bomb ticking in his favor. There is a hit on Mantu, and he's just holding it. Does get forced off by the converted frag, but Mantu, another clutch. This time he prevails, and it's going to be the 7th.
Yeah, Crims does enough to get him off the full defuse there. They commit with the kit, but then Crims finding the headshot there. There was a chance he could be just sticking it, so Crims has to peek it. Mantu, though, nails a shot on CT spawn. And it's a straight-up B-rush there from Fnatic, nothing too fancy. Trading out kills, and they got the bomb down, meaning they can buy into this round. You're going to see a Krieg in the hands of Brollan, but not the case, actually. He's gone for the Galil instead. Not too mad about that, to be honest with you. I think the Galil and armor is a very viable purchase in the second round here. They've got Deagles, Mac 10s. It means everyone's got a helmet as well, instead of 2 players about anything, and just a Deagle.
Lots of posturing across the map here for position. This nade will probably be the first real chunk of damage, and the double nade makes it a kill. They're going to push forward with the flashbang, and Alexi, he can find even more here. Look at Fnatic behind the wall. They have no idea what's going on. Shell shot for sure.
Yeah, but they do break through. Golden, well finds the first. Valda with just the MP9, he needs to be very careful. They'll spam again. It looks like Valda wants to push through this. Waits on the other side of the smoke here. Fnatic assess their options. Valda's trying to push them back here. Still 4 players on this side of the map. I'm expecting the B smokes to come through. Crim lines one up for the coffins here. Golden with the Molotov. There's a smoke actually going in. That's landing on the bomb site itself. We'll see whether this works out for them. They take a lot of damage, trying to get into this position. Good dink initially from Brolan. Converts it. Now Valda. Doing so much work here with the MP9. His teammates will chime in for CT spawn, and that's going to be enough. That will be OG converting the second round, and presumably the third as well. Full eco on the cards.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. OG win the Force by Wars in the second half as well. So the pistol round that Fnatic won to kick things off, it doesn't even matter. That round, all it is one extra one on the board for them. In terms of the flow of the game, they've had to battle back with deficits, and this will be the same story here, as you will just see a couple of pistols get upgraded through. When their guns come out, it will be a different story. We've seen what Fnatic are capable of on their T side. The default will be Flusher and Golden over towards Banana. JW holding the middle pushes. You're going to have Brolin and Crims, the very dynamic duo of the youngster with the veteran, as they will be working while they're in holes. But looks like they're going for a default spread on their pistol upgrade as well.
We've seen a lot of eco victories so far in EPL. Luckily, MPK will pull one back through the smoke.
So he's lucky they didn't push up and on that. Oh, no, they have! NVK, he's still going to be saved thanks to Issa, but he actually tried to swap out to the FAMAS, ended up falling back to the Arch with only a USP. Fortunately, he stabilized enough to find his second. But, oof, just a moment of oopsie. And Flusher, he's having his own moment right now. Back of the head, we talked about that. Very difficult to hit those shots.
Well, he's just be delaying the round at this point. No intention of winning it, but if he can find one more kill, he knows that'll be annoying for them. 5 HP, just here comes Issa, as he'll tuck himself in towards the full position. One bullet will do it. Issa connects it, and they'll tie things up at 9-9. That was the full eco from Fnatic. Did make things a little bit interesting, that opening Deagle kill, but that's about it. I don't think we'll see a JW Orban's first gun round here. But this is where Fnatic really started to turn it on the CT side. Will they replicate it here on the terrorist attacking forces? Issa, like you said, protecting MBK. He looked like he was absolutely done for. The CZ comes barreling through the smoke, but here he is, just closing things out as well on the low HP flush up. So we've got 2 Kriegs, 3 AKs, and an AWP for Mantu on the CT side. So we'll see whether he still got it with the old sniper. Didn't see it too much yesterday.
Okay. Of early damage inflicted. Flusher actually just backed up, walked into a Molly, which may have very well led to his demise. A nade from Alexi follows suit, and now, oh my god, they're about to meet in the smoke. Oh, he sees his gun. Golden taking some damage in the meantime, though. Him and JW with just 57 health between them. Brolin wants to go into this stack, and he's just exposed the bottom. Why did you pull the trigger? How does that? Oh!
Let's go, Brolin.
I've never seen an angle like that. This got in good grief was that.
Well, it looked like he had no chance of even finding a kill, of course. 180 into the first, wall bang onto the AWP in the second. That is remarkable.
They can still lose this.
They can still definitely lose the round. 4-on-2, and the HP is woeful. Fnatic with a minute on the clock here. The B side is open, but they're not aware of it. Continuing their approach towards A. MBK could be the apartments, though. Tucks himself in. Good position considering the HP here. Brolan would almost certainly go down. The trade potential would be low, but Golden. He might be able to confirm that the B bomb side is clear at this stage. Trying to throw everything he's got on this side of the map. They could bail out and go towards B. To make a lot of noise as he confirms it now. No one's here, and you can see them repositioning. Is there a swing for the CT now, which there's likely to be? They do lose Brolan. Knowing that they've lost speed, they can hear the smokes blooming on the other side of the map. That's why they fall back there.
Why did you pull the trigger? How does that? Oh!
Let's go, Brolan.
I've never seen an angle like that. This got in good grief was that.
Well, it looked like he had no chance of even finding a kill, of course. 180 into the first, wall bang onto the AWP in the second. That is remarkable.
They can still lose this.
They can still definitely lose the round. 4-on-2, and the HP is woeful. Fnatic with a minute on the clock here. The B side is open, but they're not aware of it. Continuing their approach towards A. MBK could be the apartments, though. Tucks himself in. Good position considering the HP here. Broadline would almost certainly go down. The trade potential would be low. But Golden, he might be able to confirm that the B-bomb side is clear at this stage. Trying to throw everything he's got on this side of the map. They could bail out and go towards B, but it'd make a lot of noise as he confirms it now. No one's here. And you can see them repositioning. Is there a swing from the CT now? Which there's likely to be. They do lose Brolan. Knowing that they've lost B, they can hear the smokes blooming on the other side of the map. That's why they fall back there.
Oh, there's a small chance they could catch them in transition here.
Valda did significant damage as well, softened up Crims even more.
Does he have... Oh, just time to plan as well.
On 3 versus 2, still a good chance he can win this. MBK has the kit, remember. Now towards B, Crims will have to avoid that, but here comes the incentive. I don't think that's going to be enough. And we find ourselves in a 3-on-1. 0 down. It's Brolan with the play from hell there in the apartment. Unbelievable.
Can't do anything about that. Well, actually...
I'd like to see it again. Can we get, like, I don't know if we can see what we saw again. It might, I think, from OG in this case. Oh, Inferno. It's always got its twists and its turns. A battle for 2 parts of the map, and one of them is already Fnatic's. You'll see Golden deploying. This is his new coffin smoke, from my understanding, the first time I saw it.
That's what I was trying to work
Looks
it out.
pretty simple. So you just wedge yourself in the far corner and then jump throw just under that beam. So it looks like it's going to be
a bit quicker.
A bit of a faster bloomer, less orchestrated.
Yeah, it doesn't just fly over the map and you see it coming and can react quickly. So that's cool. Bear that one in mind. That's going to surely nail this shot. Actually, whistles past the player up towards middle. This is in a lot of trouble. Drops the smoke and Flasher will drop Valda. 4 versus 3, but the AWP now still stuck. Mantu and Issa fighting for their life here and apparently trying to remove their own. And Issa will be dropping himself in the pit.
Oh, if Volda made the kill top mid there, this is a completely different round. Fnatic would have been completely surrounded. Top mid control would have been out of their hands. They knew their player was stuck in the pit. They were unable to push towards library because of the AWP presence. They wouldn't have been able to retreat anywhere. They would have just have to stand and fight. And then they would have been boxed in because that bomb had just been planted. 40 seconds on the clock. That would have been a dream scenario for OG. So Flusher right there, with only 6 kills to his name, number 6 was a massive one here in the context of the second half.
That was Valda he was dueling?
Yeah, Valda was hiding in trash. We saw Mantu was in the arch side taking the pick, gets pushed back. Valda was waiting for his cue. Flusher well aware, swinging out and winning that fight. So that could be the turning point here, because money's not looking good on the side of OG.
They saved the AWP and the M4, so there'll at least be a buy here. There'll be maybe PT50s around it. But even Mantu's AWP is enough to win around 4, though. It'll just take a few Fnatic mistakes here, overzealous plays that walk into the crosshairs of the AWP. But knowing Mantu survives, they should be approaching with caution, I would assume. We'll see as Brolan does recover his Krieg, and we get into the next round here. 11-9. This is a big one, though. If Fnatic can pull this one through, they'll be 12-9 up. Money will be stabilizing for OG, but they just don't want to walk into this all. That's the main objective now.
That's a little bit of a one-way, it looked like. Mantu realizing there's a lot of action at the top that side of Banana.
Yeah, they dropped that smoke from the CT bench there. We've been trying that a few times recently in our games. Haven't really had the chance to harness its power, but it does give you a very nice one-way. Blocks vision from the barrel position.
Fnatic haven't gone for mid control here, which is pretty unusual with their standard game plan. You know, get banana control, take mid control, make them think about the mid to be as an option. Maybe now, with a minute left on the clock, they'll think about garnering that piece of real estate. We can see 3 Fnatic players across middle and alt middle right now. Make that a 4th as the bomb will now jump its way back to join the crew.
Is there anything innately wrong about the fact that they're not contesting middle, given the fact they've got 2 rifles?
Well, for the CT side, this is fine. They're just making a bit of a gamble stack and hoping they hit their shots.
Right.
But on rifles, normally you want to make sure that you're constantly jiggle peeking middle or having some form of vision. We talk about it. You either need to have vision towards banana or towards top middle, because otherwise you're going to be fighting in what could be a 2v5 or 3v5 scenario. And unless you can really harness those crossfires, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. But this is the perfect play. We love it. Arch side is nice and safe. Longer duels.
Yeah, and you've avoided the AWP as well here. Remember, they both have rifles towards B, but the USP seems to be delivering headshots there.
Oh.
A chance now for the CTs, but the P250 had to convert there. Doesn't happen. Round over. Will be 12-9. They've got no choice but to save the AWP and the M4, which is the better play, to be honest with you. And they'll have a nice strong buy going forward, as they'll have $2,400 loss bonus on top of what they have right now, which is about $2,000. You can see Mantu with already a healthy amount of cash. He'll get 2,400 on top of that, and if he saves his AWP, he should be absolutely fine. I don't think anyone's hunting them either, because Fnatic's money is pretty good, but it's not exactly established yet. They'll get $3,500 per player for winning this round, and they've got 4 players surviving, so they'll be healthy.
Yeah, one thing to note is in the previous gun rounds that we had going on, OG really wanted to contest for banana control. They were really, really aggressive, pushing down, fighting, spamming through the smokes, almost going the whole way. So they understand the importance of making sure Fnatic can't have that part of the map for free. But Fnatic are more used to the gritty style of CS. We were talking about this yesterday in the Astralis game. Astralis are very formulaic. I think, you could probably see a lot more similarities between them and OG than if you would look at OG and Fnatic. Fnatic here will take space, they'll punish you, they'll make more risky individual plays. They're going to make a lot more assumptions in the way that they approach the game. And those assumptions mean they won't clear a corner. Maybe they'll run through a place that other players would walk through. They would make some of these riskier maneuvers, and that's why we talk about Fnatic rounds coming in right here. And, well, aggression is one way to make sure that they can't have their own way. That won't be the case for OG. They're playing passive towards banana. They've already lost vision top middle. The Molotovs and smokes are very good from Fnatic to push them back. It might be something a bit more in transition. They might let them take the territory, then take it back mid-round, and that would negate all of this Fnatic utility that's come out early.
Brelan, though, so dangerous in these apartments. Happy to take dry peeks. And you can see why the aim flicks them towards the head of Issa, but unable to pull the trigger in the nick of time there. So maybe a bit of aggression there from the CT side. They nade towards B once again. Flasher devours 2 of the grenades. As OG have the advantage. JW looking to snatch it away. Pushing the smoke. MBK, same position that Crims was in before. Commonly pre-fired. Flashed down by Molotovs, and JW, at least aware of its possibility. Checks towards Arch for now. Does he look and commit to left? He doesn't. He's going to actually just looking towards the arch itself. MBK has no idea until now.
Wow, that was patient play from MBK. Now just the 3 Ts.
Oh,
they control this one back. And Golden can find this frag in the smoke. He's trying to knock him off the boost. He can't. No smoke. It'll just be an underhand flash and a repeat. Spraying into Flusher. And now just 2 remaining. Golden needs to find a multi-kill. 1 won't be as sufficient. Bomb down. Mantu hunting. And Crims 2 CTs to find precision onto the first. He'd have to jump over the Mantu aim, but passive, and just walk straight into the crosshairs.
He was hoping Mantu would have a bit of a deeper line at that point, maybe towards Ruins, and he could actually just bait out a shot, but Mantu with the more aggressive one right at the corner there, manages to take him down. Very good stuff, though, especially from Alexi B, just making sure that he was doing damage through the smoke there, dropping the flashbang, delaying as long as possible. Took one down with him as they find double digits here. Still anyone's game. Mantu showing us what he's been capable of with the AWP. A versatile player. He can do it all. As we head into the next round here, no double up setup spotted just yet, but a creek for Issa. The CT side, and Valda has launched himself into doom, but Alexi B trying to pull a couple back, and he'll be successful here. Valda from the grave will take Golden with the incendiary as well. They've actually got the man advantage here.
Another competitive half from OG. They keep coming. We said consistency was an issue. These last 2 days, they've consistently pushed all of their opponents. This is Fnatic's domain, and OG picked it into them and are keeping up. Towards A, Issa's on that balcony, has the support of 2 players, more so 1. Mantu's tucked in on site now, he'll be much more effective. He can support short, Issa can focus his attention to balcony, and the bomb's already there on A. Now the CTs can react, already pushing down Banana, and Issa's neutralized another threat, just Crims. He shouldn't have a single say in this one. Another locked in round for OG. Issa won't have a chance to close it himself. Crims just finds his first of this 1 versus 4.
Great shot. But I think you might be right here. His days are numbered. Good Molotov, gives us some sound cues towards Mantu and does significant damage as well. Picks up the AWP, pulls another one back, and remember, he's already actually hurt Mantu here. A 2 versus 1 now. Crims, known as the mastermind of the clutches, holding towards middle, and MBK's in the apartments. They've lost track of him at this point. They have no B control. They're not sure. He could just knife out and go to B at this stage, and they're starting to panic. The rotations are coming through. They have no idea as to where he's heading, and it is towards B. Crims is ahead of the pack, but he has no utility, and this cross might not happen for him. MBK is about to arrive at the same time and actually beat him there as well. Knife out, grenades through, and Crims will just the flag down at this stage. Probably can't win the round. The HE will finish him off, and here comes MBK just to confirm things. As it was a fantastic effort. A couple of kills, a bomb plant. He can't ask much more than that. But there was a moment there with Crims. I thought he was going to win it.
Yeah, kept it real costly, didn't he? And look, that timing, if MBK hadn't thrown the molly, if he didn't get caught in that duel and was able to plant the bomb and then reposition in the 1-on-2 situation, it's like finding a needle in a haystack at that point. There's so many places that he could be. You know, has he pushed back to Banana?
This is 4.
Great shot. He actually hurt Mansu here. And MBK's in the apartments. They've lost track of him at this point. They have no beacon. They're coming through. They have no idea as to where he's heading, and it is towards B. Crims is ahead of the pack, but he has no utility, and this cross might not happen for him. MBK is about to arrive at the same time and actually beat him there as well. Knife out, grenades through, and Crims will just get the flood down at this stage. Probably can't win the round. The HE will finish him off. And here comes MBK just to confirm things, as it was a fantastic effort. A couple of kills, a bomb plant. He can't ask much more than that. But there was a moment there with Crims. I thought he was going to win it.
Yeah, kept it real costly, didn't he? And look, that timing, if MBK hadn't thrown the molly, if he didn't get caught in that duel and was able to plant the bomb and then reposition in the 1-on-2 situation, it's like finding a needle in a haystack at that point. There's so many places that he could be. You know, has he pushed back to Banana? Is he in ruins? Is he ready to fight us? We have to be fantastic round, and they just wanted to make sure they could collect that Krieg. Very in their time to make sure that they could collect all the best bits off the battle. It's put them in a position where they can get another buy on the board. But will they? That's, of course they will. It's Fnatic. What was I thinking?
Yeah, I do. They definitely do. They don't feel too hindered or hamstrung by the sacrificial buys. You can see Mac 10s, JW's on a Deagle. But even now, Sports get the first, but dropping off isn't an option. There's flames on the floor. He's lost his teammate. Valda needs 3. He does. Before being knocked off his perch, he's found the triple. Numbers favoring the boys from OG on the retake, but Brollan, prime position, prime real estate for at least an equalizer. Does catch MBK. Puts us into a 2v2. Kit on Mantu, closing the gap now from construction. JW, though, is in such a power spot.
Yeah, using the verticality of the bomb site here. It is going to be Mantu who will have to bring out the flick if he's going to stand a chance of getting him here. They do have a kit available, a smoke as well, but JW is powerful. The bomb's too far gone. They can't really pre-fire this one. Oh, maybe they can. Mantu will spot him, and he's fumbled the movement of this stage. 1 versus...
Oh, they've given it up.
Just like that.
They've dropped the ball
Just
in
like
a
that.
massive way there.
Oh.
Surely he knows you can't drop directly down from that position.
Apparently not. The way he was moving suggested he thought he could just drop off to the left. He definitely can't. He run into the wall. There is a corner there. You have to jump back and then to the left.
I'm not sure as well, like if you're going to find yourself in such an exposed position and you have the Molotov, don't pull out the Molotov.
I think at that point you're just having the gun out the entire time.
That's really going to cost Fnatic. Let's not forget that they threw all of their eggs into that basket. It was Mac 10s, it was Scrappy, and they're going to be thrown straight back into a half by a ton of utility though, and these are the rounds that typically you just say, Flusher, go kill. Go be a rascal in Banana. Make it look...
Got his number on Inferno though. All of his tendencies, all his usual tricks aren't working. He's dominating Banana on the T side. He's normally out there by himself, taking no damage, walking in, having a good time. We haven't seen any of that. It's been very scrappy finishes in equal situations in towards B. They haven't had many advantages. And now 3 rounds against them as they enter round number 25 here with just the CZs and Deagles. Like he said though, utility available. And there's something about Fnatic and Inferno. The CZ75 that seems to work out for them. That looked like a bit of a failed smoke towards the apartments. We'll see how something true. No, it looks good. Brollan drops into towards Pip. Takes damage for it, but he's in.
And now he's keeping him MBK busy at least, but ooh, damage converted. He actually takes the frag and there's no trade available. This is going to go hunting. Golden in the meantime, fueling with Valda and CT spawn. Look at the chaos Fnatic have managed to manufacture. Alexi, however, seems to be thriving in it on the... Look like enough, though, at least to stop the plan. Fnatic have managed to make a very winnable 2v.
Coming from Banana needs at least 1. Flashbang's perfect from JW. You can't ask for much more than that. Flash be better.
Look what that's done to the CT-sided economy, right? Winning those rounds, it was fashion that they did it.
That 2v2, right?
Exactly, right? Not having enough numbers. So
Golden look towards the left-hand side of the wall. JW's already preemptively
Flashing
called. Flashing for you now, and it couldn't have been better there. He was 100% flashed. AWP as well. Fnatic, CZs, Inferno on the true once again. It's the force buy from OG. This could cost them the map now. Lose this one, At 14-12, and your money in terms of loss bonus will be at $1,900 next round. This is pretty much do or die. If OG loses this round, they lose the map.
Well, that's a bleak outlook, isn't it, considering what they've presented. Ooh, baby. Let's see what you've got. Then NBK. He's been holding middle down with MP9s and Deagles alike, but this time a lot at stake. A nade to catch anyone lingering in second middle. The Crims, he's expecting that one, and as the nade is thrown, now they take the territory. JW into the mid line and does get spotted by the MBK jiggle. CT utility deployed, first of its kind. There's two more smoke.
It was fashion that they did it.
That
They didn't
2v2, right?
Exactly, right? Not having enough numbers. So
Golden looked towards the left-hand side of the wall. JW's already preemptively
Flashing
called.
and
I'm
flashing.
flashing for you now, and it couldn't have been better there. He was 100% flashed. AWP as well. Fnatic, CZ's, Inferno on the true once again. It's the force buy from OG. This could cost them the map now. Lose this one. At 14-12, and your money in terms of loss bonus will be at $1,900 next round. This is pretty much do or die. If OG loses this round, they lose the map.
Well, that's a bleak outlook, isn't it, considering what they've presented. Ooh, baby. Let's see what you've got then, NBK. He's been holding middle down with MP9s and Deagles alike, but this time a lot at stake. A nade to catch anyone lingering in second middle. The Crims, he's expecting that one, and as the nade is thrown, now they take the territory. JW into the mid line and does get spotted by the MBK jiggle. CT utility deployed, first of its kind. There's two more smokes where that came from, and Molotov to clear the into such a crucial round of play. Backing away. Roll, and Issa just got caught straight. And he's just looking for some sort of safe hit, and another body dropped. Brolin round already, Golden alongside him. Now the round just seems too far gone to save what little he has.
well, if they go to B side of the map, let me tell you.
Yeah, I think you might be right there. And they're still back towards A with the bomb now, so they're going to make sure they're making this fine. This is a force buy, not an eco. And every kill they get has such just a wide swing, knowing their money's low. They were so cautious in the last round. I'm not sure why they are giving this one up in such a convincing manner, but here we go. Brolan starts to stabilize, finds a couple of kills in return. They know they've pushed middle. B should be open. Crims towards underpass here, but yeah, took his eye off the prize there for a second. JW's punished for it. Now they've got to protect that weapon towards middle. Oh, this is, I don't think they lose the round here, but it could be expensive. There's a chance OG get out with a couple of rifles, perhaps.
Yeah, the hunt for Brolin is on, but he's long gone. Crims has been given the responsibility. Given his health, he can take a duel versus these unarmored USPs a little more aggressively.
Yep, playing
quite
music now.
intimidating,
They're
isn't it?
playing
Yeah.
music with the guns, spamming them through the smoke. At this point here, 15 is guaranteed on the board for Fnatic. But if it was, the answer will come through in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't need these kills, boys. Crims. Take it easy. Stays alive, and they've got map point. We did say that round a couple of rounds ago was going to lead them to this stage. 15-12, and now the 3 in a row on their CT side with another low buy here. Crims was rated a top 20 player from HLTV.org in 2019. He was 17th. 2018, he was 18th, and 2015, 7th. 2 major titles to his name. I think what we're trying to say to you is he's a pretty experienced vet.
Yeah, a name that you won't forget in a hurry. Aggressive Molotov down. Early from the CTs does signify perhaps a slowdown from Fnatic after all that utility burn, but no. Flusher doesn't know the meaning of slow. Straight up banana. Takes his part of the map back, plants his flag, says Flusher's domain.
Yeah, that's when the Mac 10 makes the most sense. So you know they're on the back foot financially. You've got on that point.
But if it was, the answer will come through. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't need these kills, boys. Friends. Take it easy. Stays alive, and they've got map point. We did say that round a couple of rounds ago was going to lead them to this stage. 15-12, and now the 3 in a row on their CT side with another low buy here. Crims was rated a top 20 player from HLTV.org in 2019. He was 17th. 2018, he was 18th, and 2015, 7th. 2 major titles to his name. I think what we're trying to say to you is he's a pretty experienced vet.
Yeah, a name that you won't forget in a hurry. Aggressive Molotov down early from the CTs does signify perhaps a slowdown from Fnatic after all that utility burn, but no, Flusher doesn't know the meaning of slow. Straight up banana, takes his part of the map back, plants his flag, says Flusher's domain.
Yeah, that's when the Mac 10 makes the most sense. So you know they're on the back foot financially. You've got them on that point. Flush has been having a quiet game, and he starts just barreling up banana, but there's still a time for a kill here. JW, though, finds him. He gets dinked in the process, but still.
Thinks better of it.
Players, but there it is. That should confirm things. Valda alone towards 3-on-1, bomb down. I think we.
Likely. All of the tools were full health bar and a weapon. Well, at this point, he is just going to be walking straight into the golden off angle. No one's expecting us, and we'll see if they've got anything more to say about it in our second map.
Never let you double cross them. Moving through the city like it's Gotham. They told me get one, so I got one. Stop saying you're a boss when you not one. You ain't sacrificed now, you ain't lost none. All over the gram like you got a bag. You ain't big dog, we ain't hear none of that. I'm in the gym looking like a running back. How you know the flow, got him coming back. Who I was in the past, I'm unattached. Only focus in this moment is bringing the summer back. Oh, respect my grind, elevate souls and I spread good vibes. Young divine, you know I gotta shine. Raise your hands for a good time.
Live until the morning, sleep until the noon. You said that you want it, so I got it for you. Let's all get together and show them how we move, we move, we move. Bringing summer to you.
Ready, let's go. Cause you know how we roll. Let's take it round the world and back again. Ready, let's go. Cause you know like I know. We'll take it round and round. Yo, hold up, let me switch my flow up. Back in high school, they were telling me I'll blow up. Doing talent shows and man, everyone would show up. Got in an accident and still made it for them to go nuts. You know what? I'm so what? I'm so That means I can't describe the way I vibe, the way I slide in with the rhymes that make the dimes. I'll close their eyes and fantasize. I'm divine calling their phone number. Yeah. No, you know I love it. And you know me, I can't sleep without blazing beats. On stages for that one's gracefully. And I got a smile that they hate to see. Young, black, successful, though life gets stressful. Go and vibe out with whoever you next to.
Live until the morning, sleep until the noon. You said that you want it, so
The king of connector, Crims right there, getting it done on Inferno, not his signature map of Mirage. That one's coming up next, but Fnatic, they passed the first hurdle in staying undefeated here within the ESL Pro League Season 11 Stage 2. Looking good against OG. They got the map of their dreams picked by OG. It's Inferno. Fnatic, they quite like that map as well. Historically, it's been pretty good for the Swedes. Now, This game, it had it all. We had Brolin with the Kree getting some wallbang frags. We had JW with the R8. We obviously had OG yet again showing that they can hold these top teams in the world to some competitive matches, but they couldn't get across the line. I want to take a look here at some JW plays. In one round, you can be the villain. In the next, you can be the hero. So let's start with him in a 2-on-2 situation over towards... Oh, it's the wrong one. We'll start with the hero clip. Sorry, the other way around. I've labeled these things incorrectly. Let's get this going. So over on the B bomb side, we've got JW up here. He's in a crossfire with Brolin. The bomb's down. Things are looking good. No, JW has a Molotov in this position, so he could have dropped that at any point here, at any point to delay any of these choke points, but he's holding on to it for the last few seconds. Now, let's just pause it. He's being flashed off. He's about to be picked right here. Mantu's coming in. The flash has come on through, and he just tries to drop down the back into the emo position. Now, a lot of people have played this. A lot of people know that you can't just backpedal in. You need to be a little bit further to the right to be able to do that. So we'll play this one out. You can see what happens. JW gets taken down. Brolin is now left behind a smoke with a bit of a gap in it. Issa now more than likely knows his position, able to step on out and take him down with ease. This round fell. It was looking so good for Fnatic. At this point, we thought they were going to run away with the game, but dropping this 2v2 situation, it put him in a bit of a problem. We follow it with the next round where they actually went for a 4-spy. Same situation. 2-on-2 on the B bomb site. JW alive yet again. He's planting the bomb right here. Golden's pushed out to Banana. And guess what? Both players from OG are retaking from that position. Golden is going to get all these audible sound cues. And he makes the call to JW that he hears something Banana. Check out this. JW has a flash in his hands. And this is where he becomes the hero of the round. Golden pushes forward to the half wall. He gets the first kill. He turns away from the flash. It comes on over. With this little icon above the head there, you can see Mantu is completely blind. Cannot see a single thing, and then from out of nowhere pushes on through. Golden gets the kill. That's the round done and dusted right there. So this is JW being a hero, and if you want to see more of that, we have some highlights for JW coming your way right now. An instrumental player for this Fnatic roster, and as we head into Mirage, let's see if he can keep it up.
Okay. Running out of luck, too much in my cup. Nisi, run it up. Why you always tripping like you top? Cause you're not my team, Bob. Shawty, I know. Why you always tripping like you top? Cause you're not my team, Bob. My team, Bob. There's no defense. I'll buy it if I want it. I'm going supersonic. Come on, back for it. Alright, okay. Running out of luck, too much in my cup. Nisi, run it up.
Love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to cs.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Everybody
Everybody loves an underdog. Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
My name is Jordan Gilbert, aka Nothing.
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Smix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help.
I encourage everyone in the community, someone getting called names.
On the ramp though. He knows he's there.
Underdog.
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Charge up your game with excitement. Market. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
My name is Jordan Gilbert, aka Nothing.
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Smix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help.
I encourage everyone in the community, someone getting called names.
On the ramp though. He knows he's there.
To life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Gaming Malta, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, CS Money, MSI, Air Force, GG.bet, and ESEA.
It's ESL Pro League. It's the very tippy top of the Counter-Strike pyramid. And OG and Fnatic, you could say the same. Just 6 teams in Stage 2, and both of those names in the server up next. We did just see Fnatic pick up OG's map pick of Inferno, but before we get our sights too set and focused upon the matchup at hand, that's one side of the spectrum. The other is where you can start your path to pro over at ESEA. Just a quick reminder that at the moment placements are free while Pro League's on, so if you want to go ahead and try it out, see how it feels. I'm still kind of mad that we can't pause the game because because we did lose Chatty B in our game
We
recently.
did. There was a bit of a problem. We played, what was it, a couple of nights ago at this
It
point?
was 2 nights ago, and if you've been watching the show, you know that I've been having PC issues.
Yes.
Now, hopefully they've
Severe
been
technical issues.
hopefully it's rectified today because I had a whole new PC and an SSD delivered and set up, and everything seems good. But in that game, we were going into Vertigo. That's our best map. We had Green with us. Green, are you here?
Green?
Green?
No.
Oh, wait.
Green.
Hello?
There he is. There he is.
Hello.
Doesn't even know how to press the button.
So,
on, guys.
Green, you were there for that. We did our absolute best. If you remember, Chad crashed out. We
Yeah.
were down in a 4-on-5. We were given a random player to
Ricardo.
kind of break
How'd it
up.
go?
Ricardo.
Talk me through
I
it.
mean, Ricardo, he did well enough. He was a bit annoyed because we were a 4, so it's hard to comp people when you're all in TeamSpeak together, and then there's one guy off in the distance.
I have a
so-
fix for that, and I employed it when you weren't
Yes.
playing because
Go
you're on
on.
the night shift. It was called We Don't Use TeamSpeak. That was
Oh.
pretty good. It worked pretty well. We actually communicated with our
How
teammates,
can I
and I had
smack
fun.
talk then? I don't want to smack talk to the guy's face. That's pretty
Yeah,
pretty
you have to do it
messed up.
behind his back.
Exactly,
you know,
like
that's
a
how
true
Rush likes to
weasel,
do
you
it.
know,
Yeah.
exactly. But that game it was a shame because Chad, you weren't there, you didn't see, the other two did. I popped off
Did
that
he pop
game.
off?
I was running around, I
did
30
absolutely
bombed.
everything we could. We were raising our glasses. We said, this one's for Chad.
Okay.
I kid you not. We
I
were saying,
turned
this
off-
is for Chad. And we tried our best. We brought it all the way back to 16-14. We lost in the final round where it all fell apart.
I was having a really bad game.
Yeah?
Like, I'll
Was
be
it
honest. As soon as you left, Chad, my willingness to actually play
Oh,
the game of
100%.
Counter-Strike, like as soon as it happened again, we're like mid-round first by
I was
like
calling a
second
strat.
half. Chad's like, okay, guys, so we're gonna be doing the same smokes, Alex, and I'm like, oh, here I have a job. I'm
I was
excited.
giving them hell, Alex. I was trying my best.
Yeah.
Chad.
Honestly.
I was typing in chat. I was talking shit. I was trying my best. It wasn't working out.
Henry actually genuinely like looked at me and said, look, he's trying to pull me up. He was like, let's do this for Chad. You got to do
'Cause
this for
the
Chad. I
thing is,
couldn't. I couldn't
eventually-
get the black cloud off my head.
Eventually, when I got back into TeamSpeak, I joined and I said, guys, I can't get back in. I'm sorry. And then I just turned it off and went to sleep because
Yeah.
I was so defeated.
And
at
then
that
Ricardo joined, and well, the rest is history.
We wanted to wake you up and told you we won, but unfortunately we lost. We
I'm
thought
glad you
we'd
didn't
leave
wake
it.
me up.
Yeah, knock on the door.
I wasn't
Hello.
even
What, knock it on his door.
Yeah.
Chad,
We
Chad.
did it.
Like the ESA match page on our phone. Look, Chad, look, we beat
brought
him.
it all the
we
way
beat
back.
him. We did it.
Either way, it was a good game, and yes,
Okay.
placements are free for now for
All
the
right.
entirety of Protix. You want to have a go and maybe run into us on the servers,
Yeah.
and maybe self
Actually, just before we get Rush out of the wall as well, just while we have you, Green, could you quickly let the guys know where they have to go? Could you spell it out for us?
That's ESEA.
Okay.
Dot
.net.
yeah,
That's
dot net.
ESEA.net.
That's the one.
But
Yeah.
ESEA, in case you're wondering, that is where you can head.
Placements free, play them,
Look at him go.
then pay for it.
Then pay for it.
Service.
Okay, I don't think that's quite how marketing typically works, but fair play, Rush. It's a new approach. I love
Okay.
it. And that's enough from him. That's enough from us. We are going to focus on these guys. It's OG and Fnatic, fellas.
It certainly is. We move on to Mirage now, and Fnatic have played a lot of Mirage in EPL so far. To mixed results, Chad. They
Yeah.
opened things up, and we had that zombie Fnatic up here, and they lost to big, 16-12. They've also lost to Fours as well, and a couple of disappointing results, and they have taken down teams like NIP, North, and FaZe. Oh, they actually lost to FaZe in this map. So, like,
Yeah.
it's about 50-50
It's a mixed
in
bag.
EPL.
It's definitely a mixed
There's
bag.
a chance then.
There is a chance. I think the fact that they got their act together towards the tail end of that game, you could see the severity of the situation starting to hit them, and they had a few more rounds there which were more Fnatic-esque. So as we jump into Mirage, it's going to be a tough task. I think they're going to be pushed to the distance again, but I'm not so worried about OG's T side. We've seen their set pieces. They're nice. It's their CT side and this constant aggression from
.net.
Yeah,
That's
dot net.
ESEA.net.
That's the one.
But
Yeah.
ESEA, in case you're wondering, that is where you... Okay, I don't think that's quite how marketing typically works, but fair play, Rush. It's a new approach. I love
Okay.
it. And that's enough from him. That's enough from us. We are going to focus on these guys. It's OG and Fnatic, fellas.
It certainly is. We move on to Mirage now, and Fnatic have played a lot of Mirage in EPL so far. To mixed results, Chad. They
Yeah.
opened things up, and we had that zombie Fnatic up here, and they lost to big, 16-12. They've also lost to Fours as well, and a couple of disappointing results, and they have taken down teams like NIP, North, and FaZe. Oh, they actually lost to FaZe in this map. So, like, it's about 50-50
mixed
in
bag.
EPL.
It's definitely a mixed
There's
bag.
a chance then.
There is a chance. I think the fact that they got their act together towards the tail end of that game, you could see the severity of the situation starting to hit them, and they had a few more rounds there which were more Fnatic-esque. So as we jump into Mirage, it's going to be a tough task. I think they're going to be pushed to the distance again, but I'm not so worried about OG's T side. We've seen their set pieces. They're nice. It's their CT side and this constant aggression from Fnatic. How are they going to handle it? How are they going to deal with it? Inferno was a struggle. Mirage is going to be even harder.
We'll see who comes out on top here. Fnatic looking to take a 2-0 scoreline of 2 of EPL Season 11. OG 0-2 right now. Need that first win and maybe this first map. As they head towards the A side of the map, Fnatic will be executing on this side with 2 smokes and 4 flashbangs. No upgraded pistols. They're deployed early and they're sending everything they've got behind it. In terms of the defense, though, nothing towards CT spawn. They are locked out by these smokes. And we will see Fnatic now commit. Yeah, they've
Lines them up.
He's got a leg like a traction engine. Unbelievable.
That's for all the traditional sporting fans out there who now have nothing to watch.
Valder's full name is Valdemar Bjorn Vangsa. The guy's a prince somewhere, I'm pretty sure.
All right, here's the 4 spy coming in from OG. We got the Scout, we've got the Deagles.
Yeah, and no nades though. No kits and a Scout, but Fnatic, fair enough, they'd like to give these rounds up. They enjoy it. They love to run around the Mac 10s.
Well, you can't force buy if you don't lose.
Well, that's yeah. They like to have a force buy themselves. I think that's what they really go for here. They love to be 1D. They like to enter the choke points alone and take risks that are unnecessary. I'll be honest with you. And Alexi B, he'll spot a couple towards middle though. A couple of HEs in response. He does 9 damage. A smoked missed it. We have a lot of missed smokes so far. It's 2 out of 2 for Fnatic. MBK holding CPL. CZ in hand. Dinks JW. Can he convert? I think he probably can. So bomb to be planted here. Brolan. Nice shot. That should confirm the round here. He holds off Kitchen at this point.
Yeah, that just had to be clean. NBK quite the opposite of clean. That was quite the dirty fail. He'll be getting out of there, and an upgrade weapon available for one of those 2 Mac 10s, the Clail 4 Crims.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Now, we haven't gotten to the throw of the gun rounds yet. This was just a force buy, so I have a couple of rounds to kind of build this point. But with OG on their T sides, we saw them pick this map a couple of times. Now they've gone back to picking Inferno as their first map choice. But with Mirage coming into the mix, one thing we saw that was strugglesome for them was when they went for the standard play. Oh, we'll do the T side mid default, we'll get control rounds. But when they'd head over towards A or they'd head over towards the B side, they'd take their time, maybe they'll milk the clock down, spacing, the dry runs look good, they trade off each other very well. That was positives, but the issue, right? Okay. So with them right on this CT position, it's the firepower disparity here. They're going to constantly be fighting for that connector control, boosting into window. You're going to have Crims limping out of areas on his own. We've seen Flusher do the same thing. So with all of that in mind, OG needs to be playing heads-up Counter-Strike. They can't be hedging bets. They can't be getting caught out by rotations. Fnatic aren't playing that style. They were able to keep it competitive over there on Inferno, but to do it again on Mirage, it's going to be a tall task here.
It certainly is, especially when the individuals start taking a few less liberties. I mean, there's no absence of them in any Fnatic game. Doesn't matter the stakes, they've proved that on their journey to stage 2. But oof, aggression from Mantu. You can't really fault it. He wanted to try and get some info, but he gets more than he bargained for.
A lot more. Taken down early, Mantu will leave OG in a 5-on-4 deficit. MBK holds towards the A ramp. And they saved 4 pistols here, so battle at this range. Maxim will come out on top. Flash out, claims his second victim. $1,200 in the bag now. And Valda holds with the Scout and ticket booth. Yet the Orb might have a chance of stealing a kill away, but this is looking very good for Fnatic now. Deagle, USP, and a Scout up against them. Not being too overactive here. 2 challenges towards the vent position, and 2 of them met by JW. A347, beautiful work, and just Valda remaining. A clean sweep. Just what Fnatic wanted. Maybe not quite. Oh, there it is. 5 players survived season long. These sort of rounds, a team like Fnatic, you just want to be bursting somewhere fast. They necessarily have the incendiaries, the kits. Importantly, considering you've got Lils here, UMPs, Scouts, you want to do something coordinated, like an A, maybe not straight away. Yeah. Eventually, just a 5-man pounce with the lower weapon read and try and swarm the fact they haven't got 3 helmets.
I think they'll just go for the standard mid control that is the Fnatic way, because this is the chaos that they want. If it was a more traditional, I'm with you, but Fnatic, they want to get this control so they can start scrambling the CTs and find these gaps. Being up close and personal for Brolan with the UMP towards connector, that's not a
very good for Fnatic now. Deagle, USP, and a Scout up against them. Not being too overactive here. 2 challenges towards the vent position, and 2 of them met by JW. A 347, beautiful work, and just Valda remaining. A clean sweep. Just what Fnatic wanted. Maybe not quite, but there it is. 5 players survived season long. These sort of rounds, a team like Fnatic, you just want to be bursting somewhere fast. They necessarily have the incendiaries, the kits. Importantly, considering you've got Galil's here, UMPs, scouts, you want to do something coordinated. Like an A, maybe not straight away.
Yeah.
Eventually, just a 5-man pounce with the lower weapon read and try and swarm the fact they haven't got 3 helmets.
I think they'll just go for the standard mid control that is the Fnatic way, because this is the chaos that they want. If it was a more traditional, I'm with you, but Fnatic, they want to get this control so they can start scrambling the CTs and find these gaps. Being up close and personal for Brolin with the UMP towards Connector, that's not a problem. And, well, maybe for JW it is. He's going to flash straight on through. In the early throws of this, just to build on what Henry was saying, what you'd want to normally do is wait out all... But basically, they've gone with a standard play. They tried to find a gap in a smoke. It hasn't worked out, and they've already given up a pick.
Yeah, on these sort of rounds, basic default into 5-man execution, that's the way forward for me. Just considering you have the lesser weapons, you kind of accept the fact you probably won't win it, but getting a bomb down, finding a few kills is exactly what you want to be looking for. But Valda is striking them down 1 by 1 here. Alexi's in trouble. We'll drop these any longer, but the smoke is no good.
I don't understand. No room. Perhaps just looking for damage in the end of all that. But 2 kills, they'll take that. Managed to keep CTs honest.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely dead on there. It was looking quite a woeful round, to be honest with you, but they did claw their way back into it. And all things considered, remember they entered with a Scout, Galil, Mac-10, UMP. They're absolutely fine with that. So it was steered in the right direction towards the end, although I didn't like the initial solo aggression towards Connector. Would have liked the set piece, but regardless, they keep OG honest, like you said. They're fully invested in this round. As we'll see, the ult for JW, the creep for Brolan, everything they could possibly ask for here. And the first real gun round will be underway. Neither team will be broken if they give this round up.
So a lot at stake in round 5, and despite the early damage, Golden does survive and indeed thrive. Finds the opening kill. Smoke impact onto Brolin. He's not going to be too dissuaded by that one. The mid-presence was known. Valuable sound cues to be found here. But perhaps some valuable information that we have been seeing a constant battle for. It's interesting OG investing 2 players into ramp just to catch off what has been just Flusher. Still was, you can see past tense, he's actually backed up towards T-spawn as they do start their lean towards B-apps.
I like their approach in the previous where they actually continue to fight mid and win out those duels. Right now they're doing more of a traditional CT-sided move, taking territory to make up for the loss of middle. And they're rooted in the bomb sites right here. You can see how passive these setups are from the CTs. There are so many gaps here. Coming through the vent room is a possibility. Obviously, coming up catwalk, they need to make sure they trade off and play off each other very well. As the clock ticks on down, Fnatic are just going to contact walk in.
Oh, and that puts a lot on MBK. He could even die before he even... You hear the drop, does react. Knee-jerk reaction does connect, and now with just 3 members, I think they're in trouble. Good find from Flusher. Perhaps he followed up with, but no, Alexi doesn't even get to pull the trigger. JW supporting, he's going to try and get that bomb down.
That's so sick from Flusher. 10 HP, still has the audacity to challenge like that, and Crim's the backstab now. Call the round done. Unless he... Ooh, he does hit the footstep at least towards short, so he can...
Perhaps some valuable information that we have been seeing a constant battle for. It's interesting OG investing 2 players into ramp just to catch off what has been just Flusher. Still was, you can see past tense, he's actually backed up towards T-spawn as they do start their lean towards B-apps.
I like their approach in the previous where they actually continue to fight mid and win out those duels. Right now they're doing more of a traditional CT-sided move, taking territory to make up for the loss of middle. And they're rooted in the bomb sites right here. You can see how passive these setups are from the CTs. There are so many gaps here. Coming through the vent room is a possibility. Obviously, coming up catwalk, they need to make sure they trade off and play off each other very well. As the clock ticks on down, Fnatic are just going to contact walk in.
Oh, and that puts a lot on MBK. He could even die before he even... You hear the drop, does react. Knee-jerk reaction does connect, and now with just 3 members, Fnatic, they're in trouble. Good find from Flusher. perhaps he followed up with, but no, Alexi doesn't even get to pull the trigger. JW supporting, he's going to try and get that bomb down.
That's so sick from Flusher. 10 HP, still has the audacity to challenge like that, and Crim's the backstab now. Call the round done, unless he... Ooh, he does hit the footstep at least towards short, so he can climb here, and he's got a knife. It could be a knife, cheeky knife.
Crim saying $1,500 injected into his bank account.
Oh, when it's the AWPer as well, you know they're not going to do a 180 on you. No funny business is going to occur.
Making sure that Valde can't pick it up. So he gets the kill with the golden. Crims can even walk on.
I don't want that. Oh, he found it.
Take the Famis, I guess.
That's a tough one. So look how tight this line is for MBK. He really open.
To multi-kill from MBK's position, jump out at once, but if they do it like as we I believe, so maybe that gives them a little bit of info, but they need to work out where the AK-47 is. You can see that it's almost completely clear.
Why is he there alone with an AWP?
With an AWP.
with a perfect chance for MBK to pick that AWP up and just rail sight.
How is that a thing? Either way, like, he always makes it work. Like, I can't ever criticize JW, I'm aware of that, but it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but I think I saw actually the community discussing it on Reddit in the match page, match thread, and they were just saying that there is very few teams that have been able to, you know, replicate or even get close to the fact that Fnatic will always make the wrong move look right.
Yeah, I've said that for since 2015.
But the fact that it's working in 2020 baffles me.
It's just like when I was first new to commentating as well, and I was kind of looking at it from like in-game leader perspective, how I like the games we played. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, this is the Counter-Strike rulebook just being burned with a lighter at this point, and JW is just stomping on it as well. Everything that should be done is not being presented at this point, but it's working out for him. And that's the thing. JW doesn't necessarily do the right moves, but it works for him because of his high skill level, his movement mechanics, and just assets he has that other players don't. I would not recommend you try and replicate his style, but it certainly is very fun to watch.
Oof, so
and it's not consistent either. Like, he's had, like we said, he's had his struggles against Big. They lost to them in the opening game because JW was 2-15, I think, on Inferno because he was over-aggressing and his playstyle, but it doesn't work out. If his form's not there, it looked quite silly sometimes.
Yeah, no, and he is somewhat of an unknown quantity coming into every match for Fnatic. And actually, in stark contrast, I'd say that Flusher isn't. I think he's that consistent backbone you can always rely on to, not necessarily top frag, but certainly find the impact frags when it matters. Straight through the flames, Brolin. This is a very aggressive fight. Alexi, I don't know if he was necessarily ready for it, but he does catch it.
Well, now that they've been able to get that up, two opens there as MBK is going to strike from the van position over towards the B apartment. JW equals
pushing through a smoke with an AWP. There's a prime example.
Goes down to 15. And it's a 4-on-3 in favor of the CT side. He fires off one more shot for good luck there. Just a wall bang towards Shaw. No one to receive it. But JW, so deadly on Mirage. Really does suit him. AWP low. Bomb recovered in middle. Flusher has also been a nuisance on the map so far, but still the man advantage sits with OG. Mantu holding towards Shaw. Flashbang towards a connector enables him to his challenge, and I don't like that angle from Issa. The M4 and that AWP shot missed could cost him the round, Chad. That was a sitter.
Yeah, that's big info as well right there. So Mantu can't read peek. It's all on Valde. He's doing his best right now. He goes down. That's A open. Another knife kill. It's all falling apart. The AWP is isolated on B. Mantu now has to save.
Oh, it's happened again. 2 knife kills in 7 rounds.
It's so humiliating. Like, it almost like it's a corner you're not going to check, and JW is like exploiting some things here, but like it does feel, you feel like a right twat when you get knifed. Like, it happened to me like 2 days ago, I think, you remember?
Yeah, you
and
feel like
you're in real, like, you're clutching, like scoped up, you're thinking you're about to win, then someone like knifes you, they do following you around for 10 seconds, you just feel the worst.
Opening kills. Alexi won the duel against Brolin. MBK wins the duel from Van, then JW goes, oh, I'm going to push this smoke.
And I'm going to start knifing.
Gets a kill.
I do hope we have the replay of that, because he's straight up, like, this is, you talked about blowing the rule book up. He's jumping through a smoke forward with no strafe or air strafe, directly out of the grey screen, and quick scoping a rifle.
I'd say the no scope attempt that he also had was probably within the ballpark as well. If that was a pitch, I think he'd get away with that one. It'd be fine. It's definitely not a no ball. That one was almost on target. So just looking at how that unfolded, that is around. And this is what I was talking about with the issues for the OG CT side, is once the gap is exploited, I just don't know if they're
2 knife kills in 7 rounds.
It's so humiliating. Like, 2 days ago, I think. You remember?
Yeah, you feel like a plum.
you're real, like, you're clutch, you're like scoped up, you're thinking you're about to win, then someone like knifes you, they do follow you around for 10 seconds, you just feel the worst.
Opening kills. Alexi
Yep,
won the duel
it's
against
5
Roland.
already.
MBK wins the duel from Van. Then JW goes, oh, I'm going to push this smoke.
And I'm going to start knifing
Gets a
people.
kill.
I do hope we have the replay of that, because he's straight up, like, this is, you talked about blowing the rulebook up. He's jumping through a smoke forward with no strafe or air strafe, directly out of the gray screen, and quick scoping a rifle.
I'd say the no-scope attempt that he also had was probably within
Had
the ballpark as well.
merit,
If
yeah.
that was a pitch, I think he'd get away with that one. It'd be fine. It's definitely not a no ball. That one was almost on target. So just looking at how that unfolded, that is around. And this is what I was talking about with the issues for the OG CT side, is once the gap is exploited, I just don't know if they're of how to deal with it.
Well, that's got to be one of the most Counter-Strike. You've lost a 5-on. He's nutmegged him. That's probably the
That's
epitome
exactly
of
what
a
it was.
nutmeg.
This is the knife.
He sees him come by. Hello, mate.
It's doing wonders, I'm sure, for the T economy.
Maybe JW and Rush can get along. Apparently Rush maybe likes stabbing people.
All right,
about it.
all right.
What has he been saying behind his teammates' back?
No, Rush just said he wants to use TeamSpeak when he's playing games, so he can talk trash about the teammates who he's not queued with.
Well, only sometimes, all right, only sometimes.
Oh, well, sometimes. That makes it
You're the
okay,
one who
then.
always starts stuff, Chad. I always come in TS and like...
If they push any further, they might as well do something. There's 3 players are there.
It's a standoff right
He's turned
now.
around.
Oh, we can see him.
We can see him.
Hello?
Oh no.
Golden?
As the pin is pulled, Alexi could peek, but he doesn't. Roland's holding it. This is so tense! Valder will get the first. Deagle body shot could be converted by his teammates. He advances forward. Golden, ever the confident player, and now through the boards. Oh my god. 3v2. Mantusorp has actually found a double kill that keeps OG in this round. You said, Henry, you weren't basing it on much, but it has come through. Flush is trying to change level the odds with an incredible wallbang onto Issa.
That's 2 wall bangs. In this round he's
They
had.
know where he is. They know where he is. Unless Mantu finds him in transition right here.
He hasn't. The bomb will go down. He can't actually deny that at all.
Oh, but he
Unless
can hit
hits
that.
Okay, Grim.
Oh.
Mantu, he's had a few key misses today. A world-class Orbital has nailed that. It's a very difficult shot,
Yeah.
but the top Orbitals are going to hit that one.
Well, the fact that they made that a close round is huge right there. And if you haven't been hearing us singing the praises of Mantu throughout, he's actually the highest rated player for the
player. He's been fantastic, but a couple of that big miss shot from short to connector. Flush against 2 wall bangs. That's kind of the smoke as well. But double it does.
Oh no.
Golden?
As the pin is pulled, Alexi could peek, but he doesn't. Valder will get the first. Deagle body shot could be converted. Ever the confident player, and now kill that keeps OG in this round. You said, Henry, you weren't basing it on much, but it has come through. Flush is trying to change level the odds with an incredible wallbang onto Issa.
That's 2 wall bangs in this round he's had.
They know where he is. They know where he is. Unless Mantu finds him in transition right here.
He hasn't. The bomb will go down. He can't actually deny that at all.
Oh, but
Unless
he can hit
hits
that.
Okay, Grims.
Oh.
Mantu, he's had a few key misses today. A world-class Orbital has nailed that. It's a very difficult shot,
Yeah.
but the top Orbitals are going to hit that one.
Well, the fact that they made that a close round is huge right there. And if you haven't been hearing us singing the praises of Mantu throughout, he's actually the highest rated player for the
player. He's been fantastic, but a couple of that big miss shot from short to connector. Flush against 2 wall bangs in this round. That's kind of the smoke as well. But double it does get 1. That's Flusher.
9 frags to his name, but those 2 home around that OG did take the early advantage. Long and rather visible barrel could be visible upon the fading of the smoke, but a second has arrived from the CTs
That
to
came
replace
from
it.
the van.
It did come from NBK.
That came from the
No, it can't have. We've still got one.
Okay.
So Mantu must have thrown it.
That was the trajectory where it
Yeah.
landed.
Clip it.
That's all right. I can go back and watch that, actually.
Oh, it's Skybox life. You're living that life.
Continued by Issa here. Had a bit of a rough up and down series, but that's it.
Yeah, it was a toss-up. It was like Machine or Dream Crusher.
Yeah.
I couldn't decide.
And you went with Machine?
It's had a bit more of like a CIS vibe. I
Yeah.
feel like I have to be a Russian Dota
Yeah.
player to get away with a name like that.
Oh, Brolin did his absolute
Dude,
best
I thought
there.
it was happening again.
Yeah, but the positive thing is, and the CT side of the economy with the saved orbs, it's all good and well, but on the back foot here still. 7-2 down, it's not looking good whatsoever. Fnatic getting big control again. This time they won't find the free opening through the smoke. Flusher will hold on to his life, and JW, of course, using the AWP as a spear, apparently. It's meant to be used at range. He wants to use it as up close and personal as possible. As Flusher again out Palace.
This could be the time it's occasion. Yes, he's been having a nightmare of a game against Flusher in that duel, but the first one goes OG's A defender's way. This is going to be happy with that. A boost over the smoke is quite an exciting prospect. He could find a frag here. Onto CT, Mantu. He's going to be a bit confused about that one.
Yeah, that's a very creative boost out. I like it. Valda, though, continuing to push out big numbers here. Another kill in return.
What are you doing?
JW just going for another no-scope, jumping while in the window there. This one doesn't connect. Probably have to knife him in the end. And Valda's got himself a second kill. Golden doesn't know he's checking the corner, and the bomb goes down.
That corner gets so many frags, doesn't it? It does. Because they have to invest so much of their attention towards a potential A peak.
Oh, Crims is snuck behind enemy lines here. So Issa maybe aware, but the AK doesn't connect. So that was Crims' opportunity. So that's a smoke and a flash to try and get himself to a CT spawn here. We'll focus towards a connector. Well, the comms. MBK lucky to pick that one up. JW low HP. We'll have to go for the jumping shot now. Don't think that'll be connecting. And there's the HE to finish things off there. Money finally at a compromised position. There's still one more buy there. Crims is the only one that's actually low. They still have rifles across the board here. They have to drop maybe one kill ill. Might be a tactical timeout for Fnatic after conceding 2 in a row. Double AWP setup seems to be the solution to all OG's problems.
Yeah, I would be running MBK over on the B bomb site here. They're dedicating so many forces to helping out middle, and as we saw just there, Issa was very pushed up towards that A site. You can see MBK with the secondary AWP. If he misses a shot, or they trade him efficiently, the B bomb site could be the place where Fnatic want to take this action. It's going to be quickly out middle, so they sent one into underpass, one up and over. Alexi's completely blind, but he still gets the kill.
That's a really nice position for Alexi. Over the boost, vulnerable, and still going to actually slow Brolin down with his underhand flash. Didn't translate into a kill, but a 3 versus 2 as the dust settles, as do the flames of MBK. JW has been cooked, and Brolin, his movement looks a little medium rare for my taste.
Yeah, didn't actually hit the jump key on that one. Down to the ground he goes, takes a bit of fall damage as well. MBK could patrol the bomb with the AWP. He can have full vision of it. The Krieg, though, we know what the conversation is right now. AWP versus Krieg. There's a bit of a debate. Who comes out on top? Apparently it's the AWP this time. Wallbang is delivered. Brolan, I thought he had a chance to actually nail that one. He'd probably win the round if he did.
Do you notice when OG are re-aggressing or being the ones initiating the contact, that they're the ones coming out on top of the situation? Because Fnatic, what they do is they kind of want to either freeze you in position so that they can overwhelm you with all this real aggression and quick plays, looking for gaps. But when what I'm talking about is assumed information on the Fnatic side of things. For Brolin there, you can see that wasn't a pick that he was jiggling, he wasn't jumping, he wasn't trying to bait it. He didn't know MBK was there. MBK was also continuing to push forward in transition. So it's much harder because what Fnatic thought they had earned in terms of territory got taken back off them very quickly. And that's with OG being more active on the map. So when you think about that, it all because Fnatic are able to thread the needle, find the gap.
And you can't afford to leave that gap, which is why plays.
So the fact that they're winning these heads-up duels early and making sure the situations aren't 3v3s, they're number advantage situations for OG, that's why we're seeing them come out on top here. And then they continue to take territory. They're taking the same liberties that Fnatic are taking when players get called. Oh, 2 middle, yeah, he killed us here, this information. They're grabbing all that real estate.
Well, we saw a gap in OG's comms in that Crims kill, right? He'd got out balcony, spotted by Issa ramp, and with a simple smoke, there was a back turned in connector. I mean, as soon as there's someone out A default, I imagine the connector player should be informed and should be paranoid.
Well, Fnatic will certainly be paranoid going into round number 12 here. They don't have a lot in terms of resources. It's going to be upgraded pistols and a couple of Glocks thrown into the mix as well. Crims will change that and get a P250 towards the end. They have one smoke. JW's got the Deagle armor, no R8 spotted. Doesn't have that equipped on the T side. Only a shot from MBK from the connector. Double AWP setup seems to be working for him.
Yeah, they found the answer. The remedy to the Fnatic virus that's been plaguing them on Mirage. Ooh, Issa wins the duel against Flusher. He's 2 for 0 in the last 2 rounds. Boost into the window, which will perhaps haunt them later if shots continue to be missed. Unfortunately, though, for Fnatic, the early casualties at the hands of Issa and MBK has made this round even more impossible than it was before it started. Just Deagles, no Kevlar other than J-Dubs, rocking the full set. And his Desert Eagle. He's been boosted up into that window, and I was talking about the late arrival from him here. Bit of a chance. And he does manage to at least take an AWP into his hands. I say that with bated breath, but yeah, he puts himself nicely, but thrown into a 1v4. Valda's in CPL.
Yeah, they know he's got the AWP at this point, and they play it in towards the event room, and it's going to be Valda to pick it up. So that's now 3 rounds. Make it 4 for OG. Double AWP set up, and Money looking very good. They've got themselves up against the Rifles now, Fnatic. Now, after losing 70 rounds in a row, you might just go for a set piece off the bat here, knowing that the defaults just haven't been working out for you. OG are getting a lot more comfortable, more aggressive. They're starting to push around the map. I would say just an A execution could be likely from Fnatic. We'll see what way they want to approach this one. Smoke down towards middle, going for more default moves here. Smoke and connector on the CT side as well. One towards the A ramp, and that's to be Flasher, normally holding the extremities of the map.
So notice that JW is waiting for the call if they needed the window smoke or not, potentially seeing if an AWP was picking, and on the fact that no smoke was thrown out of his hands, I'd say the call was nobody here. Roland's opened things up very quickly now, and Rolda over top of smoke. He's not going to be able to finish off the kill. That's a big gap, and Alexi, he goes down as well.
Oh, hold on though, this round's not done. A couple of kills in response.
Valda from the grave again.
Yeah, he's had a great shift here. This kill was everything. I think, I was about to say, it looked like he had the shot there. Doesn't quite connect, and MBK with the AWP. This is where the weapon starts to shrink somewhat.
He's going to get knifed.
Not as nimble, and yes, he could be knifed. That is a problem. JW on the hunt is sniffing him out here. Looking for a fine cut of French meat, but MBK will get him.
I wonder if that has any ramifications in this round. The bomb's not planted yet, so MBK's 1v3 has been made a little more bite-sized. 2 more morsels on his plate. Safe plant? No, he's actually would be exposed to the connector play, but MBK does look like he's heading towards B. Whether that's just a...
I don't think
he was just checking.
Yeah.
Okay, so he is actually going to go for this.
I think he wins it. He's got a smoke and a flash. If he can find his first player to a bomb, there's a good chance. Takes a little bit of damage. Nothing too substantial, though. Smoke the bomb and touch it, they'll be the ones panicking. You can see it now. And he doesn't quite find Flasher there. That was the kill that really would separate the 2 versus 1 situation. But Fnatic back towards middle, overwhelming that connector position. Flashbangs were decent. The boost towards short doesn't work out. In fact, actually caused them a bit of a mess.
I think OG need the last 2 rounds if they want to have a shot in the second half. I've got them at least good for 4 full gun rounds in the second half with their T-side approach, those set pieces.
Yeah.
They're bound to win about 4. If they get the pistol and they're able to convert, they can get 7 on their T's half. That's why I'm saying that I think they need the rest on the CT side here to be able to make it a competitive matchup.
Oh, blocked by the neighbor. He may have blocked it himself, so he has no window smoke from Fnatic, and that's not going to go well for Valda, but immediately traded. That's positive. 4v4. Fnatic perhaps going to add a little more wind to their sails now, just as Flusher gets himself set up in Palace. That's his responsibility. No longer holding it as aggressively as he has been historically in this half. Flashes avoided. Issa re-aggressing, and now realizing that that's not the fight for him. Will back up. It looks like the CTs are playing retake. Perhaps wants to contest now. Alexi's pushing up the stairs. They're both going to peek it, fight it together to trade off his Roland. He doesn't quite find the bullets, but neither does Alexi. Numbers favoring Fnatic as the bomb goes down.
He's trying his best to deny that plant. He does a little bit of damage towards Crims there. Was dead on with his aim. But now has to smoke the bomb, find 3 more kills if possible. And for now, it all starts with Crims. He's not looking anywhere near him, so he can smoke the bomb now. Gets it directly on. Brolan will have to be active at this point. Has to deny the kill from MBK. Can't do it. Flusher, 35 points of health. No kits available, though.
Surely Issa's screaming he's always in Palace. He's been having such a nightmare with him, and Alexi's going for a full 10-second defuse. Flusher hasn't checked it, and might not go off. Oh, it wasn't far off. Oh. Just by a gnat's wing, OG secured the 6th, but Flusher, he was counting in his head, you could tell. Gets to 8, gets to 9, realizes the swing has to come in, and actually finds both frags, but we do see 6.
If he stole that away there by having the balls of steel in that situation, I don't know what I would say. Flusher, we know that he's a master of the clutch situations there, but to have that patience, that poise, to not freak out, that's something else right there, I guess.
He held his nerve for what, 8 seconds.
Look at the CT buy. There's nothing. There's no utility going into the last gun round here.
They're using
doing
bullets.
A lot of damage. They have to be a little more active here. You can see Issa toward the other pass. Ball on top of the window, nothing to extinguish it. And BK's going to burn here. He wants to take 1 with him. Not going to happen. They've done substantial damage. B's actually open right now. JW has thread the needle. He's on the B side. He's called it.
Oh, wow.
His teammates are running over now, and they've gone for an A stack here on the CT side. can now stop transitioning players. JW is going to tuck himself in the kitchen. This is hell for OG.
You talked about the gaps, Chad. Well, this is a prime and rather extreme example.
Yeah, they can see them watching their backs. They haven't got underpass covered. But as long as they get through towards B undetected, they're all good. Now OG are banking on the fact it's going to be an A execution. But remember, flush is at the A ramp. Anyone that moves now from sandwich is going to die. That's Lexi B. Manty's got no chance. He won't check the fridge. Oh, no, nice.
No,
He's young. He's young.
Don't do it, JW. Just win.
6 seconds.
Oh my
Never
God.
mind.
That is.
Why not?
He's got himself. Okay, admittedly, he's doing it for the.
Buy. There's nothing. There's no utility going into the last gun round here.
They're using
doing
bullets.
a lot of damage. They have to be a little more active here. You can see Issa toward the other pass. Ball on top of the window, nothing to extinguish it. And BK's going to burn here. He wants to take one with him. Not going to happen. They've done substantial damage. B's actually open right now. JW has thread the needle. He's on the B side. He's called it.
Oh, wow.
His teammates are running over now, and they've gone for an A stack here on the CT side. Flusher can now stop transitioning players. JW is going to tuck himself in the kitchen. This is hell for OG.
You talked about the gaps, Chad. Well, this is a prime and rather extreme example.
Yeah, they can see them watching their backs. They haven't got underpass covered, but as long as they get through towards B undetected, they're all good. Now OG are banking on the fact it's going to be an A execution. But remember, flush is at the A ramp. Anyone that moves now from sandwich is going to die. That's Lexi B. Manty's got no chance. He won't check the fridge. Oh, no, nice.
No.
He's young. He's
Don't
young.
do it, JW. Just win.
6
Oh
seconds.
my
Never
God.
mind.
That is.
Why not?
He's got himself. Okay, admittedly, he's doing it for the speed, but seeing another knife pulled out by a Fnatic member in such a ridiculous.
It's going to work.
Oh, there's two of them.
Oh,
Neither of them are checking and
guys.
flushing. The most humiliating way around. We need to take a break, and I think OG might need a quick 30 as well.
On my couch, commando. Pulling up with clips extendo. There's no game. Nintendo. I'll never run out of ammo. I'm gonna need me a benzo. No fake friends, don't pretend. Think I might have found my 10. Posted up in my watch your man go, don't go stupid. You the best and prove it. Got no words, be quiet, say moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Watch your man go. Don't go stupid. You the best and prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it.
Two of them. Neither of them are checking and flushing. The most humiliating way around. We need to take a break, and I think OG might need a quick 30 as well.
On my couch, commando. Pulling up with clips extendo. There's no game, Nintendo. I'll never run out of ammo. I'm gonna need me a benzo.
Join the club.
No, it's not his style. It is was ready. My God.
They haven't found Golden yet, but now they have. It's a great shot. The flank and forth war continues there. The flank does come through. MP9, if he finds this at first, he's onto something. Did spot MBK. It's a shot. Low HPS remains, and he wins it out. Crims again, perfectly done. We will see it go 12-7. That was a force by Chad.
Yeah.
Huge round. Same sort of situation with Inferno. Not the gravitas, not as large this time, but it is a similar sort of point. If you go full eco here, you're going to concede the 13-7. And same story with Force Buy, you're going to be Deagle Armor with the ramifications still going up even further. If you lose that round, that could be the entire game gone.
I think it's going to be very, very difficult to defend against Fnatic here.
So they've gone for
that. So whichever option, look, they're screwed.
This is the better option. I think at least they force ball with just Eagles and Mirage. I don't think they're winning that round, and that'd be too good for them.
Sure.
At least this way it'll be 13-7. Yeah, admittedly. But at the same time, at least they'll be having a full gun round. And you said you want to see executions from these guys. They haven't really had a gun round yet because of the force buy nature, right? So let's stop force buying. At least go down with our executions and our set pieces instead of this force buy battle that Fnatic wants us to play.
It's a good opening that they got into Crims. They know that's the connector player, right? So there is a lot of Fnatic individuals having to deal with that space left open on the map. They are playing what looks to be more like a retake A setup here, so they don't want to be vested in the bomb site. They could be overwhelmed from pistols, and well, that's exactly why. Flush's range right there with the M4.
That was a headshot, man. Like I'm just not a good enough gamer. I can't hang with these guys. Brawlin, lovely tap onto the head of MDK. They're boosting Sandwich and are going to be exposed. And I like that JW just bides his time to make sure he's not going to miss either of them.
So this is the round right here, right? Going into what's going to be round number 21. If OG can't win this, we could basically call it at this point. Max loss bonus won't even be on the board for OG because they won that round, right? The fact that they won the second round and then lost the third reset their loss bonus back to 1,400. So that means they had to start from the very beginning to even get to this point. And with 2,900 to the next, if they don't plant here, they're not going to have anything to make these executes work. Right now, they don't even have Molotovs.
Not a
for their
Molotov,
execute.
Chad. Not a single Molotov.
It's a bit problematic.
A Mirage of all the maps.
Their economy starts at the very beginning.
So this round, with JW in a prime spot, by the way, to get this opening kill. Oh, he has been detected at least, maybe not spotted. They're aware of his tendencies. He's got a few of them. I've seen that move before, so just spamming off towards the corner, knowing they could do damage towards him at least. Right back to Roland. This leads to an MBK kill.
Yeah, full flashed. His screen was brighter than my future and still looking positive for the comeback on OG's round 21. To change that is Crims. He's actually the only man to be actively holding towards the A site. 3 members of OG have slithered their way
They're gamble stacking A. They're gamble stacking A.
Oh, they are. All the CTs are congregating. And there's no bomb plant yet, but as soon as Crims turns his corner, he's going to have a lot to react to. Oh, chaos. And now 4 versus 3. Nice work from Golden. He's tapped away at Issa. He was exposed and caught on the ladder. A missed shot from JW. Uncharacteristic of him. Golden's lost a lot of his health as well, but no nades for the T side.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem here. How do they even get the bomb down now, knowing there's no smokes, no Molotovs at this point. MBK does pull one back as the wallbang towards Golden and CT spawn. They have the man advantage. They need to get this C4 down though. JW going for the nutmeg here, who will be spotted by Valda. Takes him down, up to Flusher in the 3 versus 1. Gonna find this first one, no problem. Could deny the plant as well. MBK, he says no. 4 kills in the round, recovers the AWP, and keeps OG alive and kicking as the money is sent packing on the Fnatic side.
Write this one down. NBK and Chris J actually is a comparison I'm going to keep an eye on. I actually feel like they contribute very similarly to their teams. I think that Chris J and NBK have very similar habits and very similar capacity to have these games and these performances, these rounds. You know, we call Chris J these hero round winners, and NBK, it feels like every time I've watched OG play, he's picking up a quad kill when it looks like it's all over. He's done it again here. Let's see if he can translate it into anything more concrete. Given the fact it's broken the Fnatic back, we should see 9, maybe even 10 double digits before Fnatic once again have a real voice in the round.
Ooh, big nade, and this could result in a few kills. Well, it does, but in favor of OG. It looks like it's going to be the clean sweep. Not if Crims has anything to do with it, though, as the USP does connect with 1, but the beef push is going to work out. Only 1 player going down, 13-9 now. Fnatic still looking very good, but they took the full eco there. And it might have to take another one. JW with $3,000 here.
So if this has been identified by Raga, the coach right now of OG, and Alexi B, the in-game leader over in that camp, what we've noticed on the 2 set pieces that OG have actually been able to run, now one was more limping onto the A bomb site, but the B execute that they had on the force buy was definitely a set piece, was that Fnatic are going to hedge their bets. They're sending the lion's share of their numbers as soon as any utility comes out. So fakes could play a huge part of OG as they move forward here. Fnatic have actually gone for the buy right now. I don't know if I love it as JW once again in a hugely aggressive position.
Glass cannon and actually glass shattered. MBK looking very good. 20 kills to his name so far. Picks up the AWP, makes sure they can't be recovered, and Flusher knows there's a bit more tomfoolery available here. So MBK just picked up the AWP to hide it, make sure it can't be recovered. He's playing this very well. Flusher, though, also reading it. Decides to drop off. I like the idea from JW, but Brawlon's gone down towards the A ramp again.
Yeah, he's been having his issues now. His aggressive moves towards ramp have been expected by OG, and they've been received with a flash frag, admittedly. The last round he went down on his aggressive ramp move, he was killed by a completely blind opponent.
The logic behind it is to take away pieces so they can't do the set pieces, the set plays, right? We saw that over on Inferno with the constant banner aggression, JW picking middle. Alexi B will spot 1 on the B bomb site. That should be a cue that they can go over towards A and have a 4v2 situation if they'd like, and if MBK takes down... Oh dear, Flusher knows, he pushes forward, MBK gets another. Alexi B will fall on the B site, but it's worth nothing. The attack's at A.
Yeah, it is. Crims, however, does kill the bomb carrier.
Hold on.
That could slow things down. A 2 versus 4. Need I remind you, the advantage is firmly in OG's hands. It's just been slowed down. And now, well, Mantu's managed to find a very important frag. Crims losing a lot of his health in the exchange with Nathan puts him now in a near impossible clutch. Perhaps if he could isolate Issa, but against the AWP, it's Mantu to hunt first.
He did think him, you're right. Good shot. Mantu with 2. Fnatic now building up the loss bonus, 1 away from maximum as they lose 3 rounds in a row here. 13-10 OG building up a massive amount of cash as well. Has to be the eco for the Swedes, I'm afraid. So we know they can win these rounds, Chad. If ever there's been a team to win full eco rounds, it would be Fnatic, I would say. Especially a Mirage. You normally buy 1 flashbang, get yourself an RA revolver. That's the standard setup. And oh, they've got it. There you go. And then you get the RA revolver, the flashbangs, and you always swing in towards middle.
You get 3 or 4 kills with the R8. They're all headshots. Normally he just shoots 1 bullet and you win the round. Bob's your uncle.
Well, let's see if he can do it now.
I just want to point out that going into the next gun round, if we see Fnatic go aggressive again, it means that they don't think they can defend their bomb sites against that of OG. So their game plan so far has netted them into what is now a bit of a hole that they have to dig themselves out of. Crims has 23 kills, so does Flusher, so the fragging hasn't been a problem. But right now, the way that they're playing the game, well, for Fnatic, it's never traditional. But in their approach right now, it is actually to hemorrhage as much out of OG as they can. They're going to limp out some nades onto the site, see if they can force a rotation, which they have. The B bomb site will be left completely open. JW getting up close and personal. The bomb is still top middle, so with a minute left on the clock and all this A ramp pressure, looks like the OG will get away with another one here. Should be putting 11 on the board as So only Golden and Crim's remaining. This one here should simmer on out. I am really interested to see the next gun round approach from Fnatic. They know they can't do standard mid-control stuff. It's a waste of time. It is just a waste of time against OG's approach. So unless Alexi B wants to change it, something that hasn't been working for them in any of their games and go back towards middle, Fnatic are almost out of options.
We've seen OG actually get exposed by some aggressive mid moves in the past.
Flanking, yeah.
Like just fast up mid, they get their opening kills before they can even start their battle for mid control. So perhaps that's in Fnatic's wheelhouse. Crims has done well to at least force Issa out of the server, but not much more.
Yeah, that's probably all they'll find here, to be honest with you. Crim's now at 4 HP, going to be pre-fired here by Mbaka. Not the cleanest, but we'll take it. Golden left. And I think he'll find a similar fate.
I wonder if MVK will fall for the exposed bottom like Dupree did and try and go for a potential game-losing knife. It won't be the case. Golden's still aware. He gets the shot.
Who was that got caught?
That was Dupree on Nuke.
That's right.
And he went for a knife in the warehouse. And
was it not Inferno?
Oh no, there's the Inferno one as well.
There's been a couple of them.
Oh, there was a few. Oh dear.
I cast the one on Nuke, so he did that and actually led them to overtime and he went for the knife and lost the round.
Dear.
I can't remember who it was against. It was about 3 years ago.
I remember the simple one, of course, on Nitro, where they ended up
that was quite recent.
on Dust 2. That was quite recent. So there's definitely been some knife attempts that have had ramifications.
Middle, right?
Yeah. And simple. And Nitro went on to win the clutch with like a ridiculous wall bang into the car.
And they've got the classic config at E-League where he actually was in overtime to win the game, 1v1, player defusing in front of him instead of shooting in the back of the head. Knifed him, got the knife, didn't
win
cost
the
the
round.
round, but his teammates said afterwards if he didn't win, I was going to punch him.
Yeah.
So there was definitely a lot of tension in the that moment. I almost fell out of my chair when he was going for it.
All right, so Fnatic have gone for a default round. They're not going aggressive A ramp. They're not pushing Palace. They're not searching out for any frags early. OG have thrown smokes towards middle, but they haven't actually taken any space off of it. They're waiting to see if a move comes out here from Fnatic. At this point of the game, it is very, very tense. One mistake.
This is a prime example of OG's T-side being enough to force pure respect out of Fnatic. Nothing out of the ordinary, and I don't know how Crims has actually gotten away from that.
He got headshot through the corner of the wall there with no helmet, and still he survives. He lives to tell the tale. Good incendiary as well. Mantu can't trade this out at all, even though he knows low HP players are available. It might funnel them in towards B, and Golden has been excellent on this side of the map, but what a strange challenge that is. I think he assumed his smoke was stronger than that. Hasn't worked out for him. Now Flusher, pressure on him at low HP. Down he goes. This is suddenly a 3-on-3 with the AWP in a difficult spot. I think Valda's got him. He's going to backstab him here.
Smoked him perfectly. Quick kill. Crims, however, on the site is doing his best. He's done damage to Mantu. Where's the comms? There's one behind you as well. Crims can't deal with both. And now Valda's found his third. Brolin to clutch for Fnatic. They did find the opening kills. But now the bomb's going down. Valda's holding the window. Brolin missing the shots. And a quad kill from Mr. Valdemar. Pulls them across the line. OG looking competitive. And the CTs, their money is so shaken. They're into 3.4 region. We're looking at 13-13 at a minimum.
Yeah, Fnatic have fumbled this second half.
They had a 5-on-3 there, Chad.
They haven't even had to have post-plant situations. If we take a look at the stretch of rounds right here that OG have been able to put on the board, sure, there have been a bunch of ecos in the mix, but yeah, they're all done here through elimination. So there's no retakes coming on down. They're just taking the Fnatic players out of the server, which means there's no saves. They can't be threatening in those partial buy rounds. It will just be the pistol upgrades. And that's where they find themselves once again.
That's what they'll have to do here. This is a strange sequence of events. Fnatic had a 5-on-3 and Golden jumps up on the van. After I said he's been playing so well towards B, you just want to just lock them out at that point. You just want to be just making sure that it's all clear to drop down. But instead, he offers himself up. The flashbangs are perfect. And Valda, he dismantles his B defense.
Yeah,
Three players there. They had a 5-on-3, bear in mind, and he wins it out.
I think you were bang on there with him assuming that his smoke actually covered off the position. He's just flubbed the throw, and it's completely cost them right here. So that's one that you can put down to poor Golden, unfortunately. But still a few more rounds of Counter-Strike to be played here.
Well, we know Fnatic like to win these sort of rounds. Some way, somehow. It's always with the CZs and Deagles. The Scout as well. They like to chip away at the HP. Slowly but surely, just break you down. And there are raids. Really not rating it myself, but it's still here.
You get some information. It's valuable. Only one spotted, though. The bomb's to the T-spawn. OG have no intentions of going for anything particularly quick. 70 seconds is still available into this round, and of course can be extended by the bomb you see now being thrown over into Issa's palms. Be working with that one. He's going to be Coming in the back of this assault towards A, just a little bit of a fake maneuver towards B, which has pulled the rotate. JW to back them up. Roland now perhaps screaming for assistance. He is playing close with the flashbang and a great shot. Golden's hit one with the Deagle as well. And now the scout connecting, tagging up Valda. He's going to be in a bit of a hot and bothered situation. Flush is trying to close the gap as fast as he can. Good flash, does manage to remain unknown.
4 versus 3, Valda tagged. Bomb. Yet to be planted. More damage being done. It'll actually be low. It's a pulls one back, and that's Crims and Golden removed now. The R8, really not the ideal weapon for the job here. As you can see, it will be actually perfect, to be honest with you. I don't know what I was talking about. It's the R8 that is the ideal weapon for this task. We've got Valda left in a 2 versus 1. And at this point...
It's a default plant, right?
Yeah, can they not just... Once he gives his position up, they could go for the defuse, but obviously they need to get that information first. As soon as they spot him, he probably nails a shot with the Krieg. So now they know where he is, going for the defuse.
Oh, he's made noise as well. This one's over. Valda wins.
Yeah.
JW doesn't even have time.
Yep, it's done.
Well played, Valdemar. Another one.
Oh, if he just didn't make noise on that jump there, Valda would have had to have pushed forward to come for this pick. JW gets the kill, has time to defuse. Fnatic have really led a couple of these rounds that looked good. It was almost the miracle Fnatic rounds we talk about. They've almost come through in a bunch of these occasions here, and they're just not able to get across the line. Good teamwork with the flash.
It took the best flashbang ever, but he did get the 2 kills, but still, they don't win the round there. Another clutch in favor of OG. That's now 7 rounds in a row.
A very minor observation, but I have noticed that Brolin's been on the M4 an awful lot this CT half. He hasn't been getting his hand on the Krieg as he often does, and it seems like it wasn't working for him. He's actually opted for the AUG. He wants that scope back in some capacity for such a crucial round of play.
Well, if Fnatic give this map up, they'll be kicking themselves. They've had so many 5-on-3s, huge advantages that just keep falling by the wayside. Aggression now, and only the 1 kill. Finally converted by Flusher there. Decent damage by Crims, looking to maintain their lead. He's currently at a draw situation. The AUG not as powerful as the Krieg. He just hide there, Brolan. The bait was successful, and another man advantage here for OG.
Wonderful work. Flushes nade, he's looking for the low HP, won't find it, does soften up Valda, and pushing from CT, Golden's gone down, OG look like they're poised to do it again. Flusher thrust into an impossible task, he's got 3 to find and a smoke grenade that's not landing on the site. Perhaps just going to cause some paranoia enough to perhaps find another, but not the round.
Now,
it's 14-13, OG take the lead, and you've already painted the picture as to how they got here.
Na'Vi yesterday felt how threatening OG can be if you give them the door, right? Just remember the Dust 2 game. It was the 3rd and final map. It was an 11-4 first half against Na'Vi. They were blistering. They were running all over them. Simple doing simple things. Perfecto was showing up. He was having a good game as well. And then when they flicked on over, OG just mounted this comeback round after round after round. They're even using some of their own tricks against them. And the same thing here as OG take the lead, 14-13. We're at a similar position yesterday.
Their trades are so good. Every time we look, we're like in a Fnatic POV. We see them go for it and then immediately get stopped. Like it's always them holding the spray, committing to it, and it's 1.5. Every time OG are getting the trade.
So right now for Fnatic, they have to discuss, do we want to force buy right here? Because this is do or die. It looks like a half buy is going to come on out. So they're going to give them 2 shots here at potentially defending against 15. The Krieg in play and Flusher, it could be huge.
Well, the R8's out as well. The Scouts, the CZ, the Deagles. It's an eclectic purchase and an A execution looks likely here. Maybe even just a contact play. 3 towards the ramp. You all lead the way. 1 spotted towards connector. That's
the Krieg.
Oh,
Gotta watch out. Crims is gone. Brolin, he's very common.
He's dead.
He's burning into the fight. He's looking problematic. He has, however, found 1. A 3 versus 3, but Flusher has to do way more. His teammates cannot provide in the same capacity they normally do. With the scout calling the rotate off. That's interesting. They've spotted them. A smoke from Valda to perhaps keep them there, keep their feet planted, and that's exactly what number 3 is up to.
So this could be false information, though, because they saw them falling back towards the A ramp. They're assuming it's B. Yeah, and he's been hurt towards underpass as well. So they're going back towards A. Oh, are they? No, they've gone to T-spawn. They are going B.
What in God's name am I watching? JW's holding the line. The tightest of the lines, and he's messed the shot up. Now a chance, a tag now. They're going to be regardless.
Wait, top middle.
Detour to middle. Flush is there as well. This is a weird one. Flank coming in. Alexi's gone down. Now what do you do? Knife out. Now reacting because there's utility thrown. His own incendiary is so good. They're going to have to get burned alive. Mantu's left in a clutch. He'd have to ace clutch to win it. The newest addition, the rookie. He's thriving under the pressure, and JW's none the wiser. Mantu on for the ace clutch. Golden's got a Krieg for the cross. Orb versus Krieg. It's a story as old as, well, Counter-Strike's recent patch. And now the bomb will be planted. Mantu to take the advantage. Golden repositioning for jungle. Mantu's aware of the threat, and he's taken the solid hold of ramp. Oh, it's looking like 15. Fnatic close again, needing the clutch from their in-game leader and no kit in play.
How does he get into this? He has no idea where Mantu can be. The only thing he knows is that
Flash
he had an
ramp and hold it,
AWP.
man. No,
He just walked out. He's in the line of sight.
He's not even looking. The Golden hits the shot. I don't believe it. Mantu, a leg is not enough. No crater. No problem for Golden. He finds the frag and finds 14.
Give us that at 50% speed. I need to see that Golden shot.
How has he done
Golden round. Oh, wow. Mantu, best effort. Here it is.
He's not even looking towards ramp.
Jumping, back
still
turned.
not looking.
Spots him now before he takes off.
Legs.
Prepares his crosshair, and upon landing, just beheads him. That is ridiculous.
That's what they needed. That's what they needed.
But is it enough?
I'm not
Fnatic are being so pushed here. It looks like they're making all the right plays, and then OG, they're able to just get on top of them.
It comes down to this round, Chad. Look at the money situation on the team side. It's Alexi B fully invested. He's got a Mac 10 here. They're assault towards middle. They haven't found an early pick. The flashback's good, but Flush is in trouble here. Lots of players around in the first kill for MBK. As we'll see now, a 5-on-4 ensue, but the damage being pushed out by Golden. Once again, he's stepping up, but still, it looks like 15 has been found. OG towards a murder hole, and it's going to be Prolan removed.
Crims can't do anything here. He's just so detached. He has to just hope and pray they can play for OT with, I mean, help me do the maths here, guys. Is this going to be
2,900
anything aggressive?
2,900. So if you look at Flusher, he's going to have 2,900 on top of that. He'll be able to get a buy together. JW will be able to pull something out. Golden won't be in a terrible position. Brolin has nothing here. So Crims, if he lives with this M4A4, we'll be able to drop Brolin a weapon of some variety, but I think we are really starting to see Brolin look out of place when he doesn't have that SG, right? You can see he can't find that same level of impact if he doesn't have the scoped weapon in his hands here. 17 kills still. You can tell just his playstyle has to look a little bit different in a lot of these scenarios. There are 2 timeouts left on the Fnatic side. If you were going to take one, now would be the time. Discussing your options right now, and JW has the AWP. There's that dropped Famus. Flush is going to take that, which means Brolin should have been given an M4. The buy is good. There's a kid out on the field, only one. So remember that. It will be in the hands of Brolin. That could be important here if we do find ourselves in a post-plant situation. Oh, there would be a Famus, not another M4 in the mix. So the buy is still decent.
OG and losing their map pick, eh? Continues the trend. They've broken it a couple of times, but perhaps this squad could be on track for a third map again. They've been pushing all of their teams to a third. So good at doing so. Yet to convert in stage 2, 0-2. Third game of OG and looking to take us to 3.
JW, vision towards middle, but got nothing for it. There's actually 3 players on the other side here. Flusher is in a very dangerous spot. If he goes back towards short, even jumping, Mantu could find him. Or he's going to walk across. You see him running there, picking up his step as the shot was fired. Not as fast-paced here from OG. Still with the majority of the utility as well. 5-on-5, looking for overtime. I can't believe Fnatic have given up this many rounds here on Mirage. Their pick, they have looked weak on the CT side. So many advantages, so many clutches, and the few rounds they have won have come down to the smallest of details.
It's a fake. We spoke about how this might haunt Fnatic. They were overreacting to executes before. This time they hold steady. There's 30 seconds left. It has to be an A finish right now with the bomb towards A ramp. If it goes down, there's no one there to pick it up. Brolin's duel right now. It could be everything.
It all hinges on NBK, but he's had so many impact frags. Brolin's trying to nutmeg him. He's using the smoke.
There it is.
From behind. Fnatic won overtime, and they're doing it cleanly. Issa, he can't even access the bomb. There's so many bodies. He can't afford to drop them all. 15 seconds. A nice shot onto JW. Potential second, but no, not to be. And now with no time, Issa, he just has to accept overtime's on the way. A nade down the throat and a bullet as well. Flusher makes him swallow. 15 to 15, and we're straight into MR3.
We are indeed. You remain on the same side. We go 16k MR3, first to 19, or 18-18. We go double overtime here.
Oh.
Fnatic remain on the CT side, and 180 of Brolan's 450 total frags at EPL. Been with the Krieg. Yeah, but he really does use that weapon.
43% of his
He uses that
frags.
weapon more often than not.
Look, if you're a team and you don't buy it, you can completely take that out of his CT
why
side Arsenal,
that's why
right?
I asked Nathan about it.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, well, have you guys considered this option? Like, have you thought about denying Brolan this prospect? But either way, MBK, the aforementioned French player with the sniper now on the T side, making it work. He gets 2 opening frags here.
Wow.
And that's going to be a 4-on-3 advantage, of course.
Damn, NBK. I'm just going to remind you, my Chris J. Comparison continues now. The AWP is coming out. Turning the tide of battle with a hero play. A double kill, no less, on 2 of the biggest scalps on Fnatic. Flusher, JW, 2 members of the core. Only 1 remains.
They're playing retake A right now, so they're investigating towards middle. I think Golden has just picked off towards B and seen that it's clear. So the problem is they are very, very worried right now about a mid to B split. The bomb in transition, it doesn't feel like they know where they want to go just yet. All 4 members went back over towards A. The bomb is in Palace, so that leads you to believe that that's probably going to be the finish. Over towards mid was MBK yet again, throwing out a Molotov to keep vision on that part of the map. And now they're going to head over towards B. So they're trying to beat Fnatic at their own games. Keep them strung out across the map here. Have them peeling off. Make sure they're all stuck with jewels across the map here. As more nades for fakes, more nades for misdirection.
He's going to commit with this. He just wants a death on B, ideally from an opponent, and he could find it. He does. NBK's done enough. He could even find a 4th reaction onto Brolin. He's hiding by the bench. Oh, okay. No.
Do it, Brolin.
He's doing
He's
trigger
just
discipline.
trying to make sure he can win the round at this point, which doesn't look possible. He'll get the knife, but at this point, it won't be humiliation. It'll just be like, yeah, have it, mate. Doesn't matter. They've won the round. That 1 kill will do nothing for him. He wanted the Krieg, ideally, but there's only the AWP at his feet.
All right, well, saving the AWP is not bad. He can give that to JW, which means it is 16,000 overtime.
Is it relevant in 16k?
Yeah, if you're buying the AWP every round, it's definitely relevant. Normally what some teams will do is they'll have one of their key riflers drop the AWP player in the first round of overtime, the AWP, so that he knows he can have it every single round, even in case of round losses. But yeah, Brolin's just going to do his best to hold on to his life here. And Mantu, well, the big man Ting, I think he's got other ideas. Makes steps on out, will find the frag, and all 5 of Fnatic will fall here. More rounds by elimination. Even though the bomb went down, they took out all 5 before he could detonate. Here was the beginning. MBK threw the smoke with 1. Reaction shot with the second after Alexi's gone down, but he's done more than enough here. And the impact that Alex is talking about, these are similar scenes to what we see from the likes of Carrigan as a player, Chris J as a player. They step on up with these big multi-frag rounds when the team needs it most. And in overtime, something that OG hasn't been in a lot as a team.
Yeah.
It's needed.
And multi-frags is actually been my main topic of conversation regarding what Fnatic have been struggling with on their CT side. They've always been finding one, but so quickly and so consistently, OG have been able to shut down their often multi-fraggers. I could check the multi-frag stats now. I'm sure we'll see a bit of a dip-off in comparison to typical Fnatic CT sides.
Interesting stat there that the Krieg has actually seen a reduction in usage at the stage 2 of the tournament. Ever since teams like Astralis have announced they're not using it as much, it seems like others have followed suit. We're seeing it gone from 90% now to 11% of all rounds. So interesting stat after Astralis being trailblazers as they are. We will see round number 2 come in. OG have found their footing here on Mirage. They have a 1-0 lead on the T side of Mirage in overtime. They've got Kriegs, AK-47s and AWPs, of course. MBK has been influential. And it's great picks here. Krim starting to slow down, even though he's got 28 kills. His teammates just can't hold on to multiple rounds here. Just need at least 1 on the CT side. 3-0 would not do.
It's an ace set piece.
Molotovs into all the corners. For now, Flush is safe in the underpass. Crims is all too aware of the potential for the mid-window push, and now he's got his friend watching it, but Issa's hit the shot. JW humiliated by Issa. 4 versus 4, and Mantu's lost his life. That's a very important part of this puzzle. Now ripped out of the server. Crims just lying in the flame for the jewel, puts us into a 1 versus 1. It's time for the in-game leaders to have a game of Counter-Strike chess.
Bomb won't be planted straight away. Alexi B, 2 frags to his name up against Golden. 15 kills, 23 deaths. Hasn't had the best show ever. The B bomb side player has won a remarkable clutch already. Bomb will be planted. Golden will use that time to get a better position towards the steps. Getting closer and closer now. I think Alexi B has his number here. Drops the pistol over. Doesn't cause a reaction here. The AK-47 will connect and 2-0 is found.
Huge from Alexi. 3 in that round. NBK and him taking it in turns to find triple kills in the opening stages of the T side for OG MR3. You want to take us to Dust 2. That will be the 3rd map should we need it.
Didn't think we'd be going this far.
No one did, to be honest with you.
They just keep pushing everybody, don't they? They're going up against the best teams in the world here, and they constantly deliver, constantly claw it back.
There's merit. There's merit on the OG Buster. And another frag to open it up. A boost. Alexi had the spawn, and it works. Fnatic, they're getting beaten at their own game at times.
Yeah, that's one of the key change-ups in the OG game plan. I noticed on the CT side, they had to take more space. They had to be a little more aggressive, and that change-up netted them a bunch of rounds. But it was a 9-6 half. You know, Fnatic still won the half. And coming into the second side on the CTs, they just haven't been able to get those multi-frags you've been talking about. They've just been spread out, traded, and now they have to be desperate. Look at this, straight into the AWP of MBK. He doesn't find the kill, but it was a desperate move there from Fnatic. They are clutching at straws.
They'll do all they can in the 5 versus 4 as we go back towards the B side, but looks at things here. Rotating over towards the B apartments. We have a smoke towards middle, just to keep them guessing.
Flush has just left B.
Yeah, well, B has been very weak for Fnatic in regulation and here in overtime. Lost their initial player already. Fnatic starting to drop off significantly now. 3-0. Looking likely, as we said, it would not do. Golden has been challenging this B position a lot. He keeps getting taken down. I don't know why he thinks they're not going to spam him. It happens a lot. Can he make this work?
Lingering in the smoke. He's already got a couple drops and he doesn't even get a single frag. Fnatic, they're about to be 3-0 to the opening stages of overtime. Don't think a nade's going to really win a round. It will not even find a single point of damage. Clipping the top of the window frame. Flush has already lost half of his health. OG, 3 in perfect finish as well. Great form. Not a single body from OG dropped in the last round of their T-side campaign here in overtime. Just Flusher left to save.
I think if I'm OG moving into the CT side here, I'm probably just doing a gamble stack on the first gun round. There's no reason not to. Once you've had a flawless T-half, you have a couple of rounds where you can take those risks. And people tend to do it towards the tail end, right? People do it as the last round, they take the risk. It's too late. You expect the risk on the last round. I really want to see what Alexi's going to call here. If they can do something aggressive within the early stages of this one, here's that opening. You've been seeing a lot of AWP kills out of MBK, and now Alexi wants to chime on in with one of his own here.
The boost up. It's a pretty common approach there. Trim's not even jumping across the gap. That will cost him his life. As we'll see a 3-0 conversion. You don't see that too much on the T side. Never really been seen before.
It's pretty rare.
And we'll see Fnatic now have to replicate it just to get us to double overtime.
It's a mid-aggression. This is a good gamble, and it's a huge opening.
That might be it. 3rd map confirmed. Valda does get away safely as well. We are going to see AWP isolated now. 5 versus 3. OG look like they've guaranteed this 3rd map. That won't connect, but Valda certainly does.
It's all gone wrong here. The mid-control from OG, the mix-up that was necessary for Fnatic, they just kept doing the same after same. And look, it wasn't enough. Fnatic fall on their map pick. We're going the distance. We're going to 3. Dust 2 up next. Don't go anywhere.
Fly so high they can't touch us. So top notch, none above us. We done came so far, now we up now. Had a vision, stuck to it, never back down. Never had much, now we on the whole thing. Spread it all around the world, watch it all change. Came alive, now they all see the greatness. Lights shine so hard they can't take it.
Dance with my fear, riding into your side. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back, just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in the
Even when it's so sweet, I end up seeing red. such a ghostly revelation. I may have fucked up all my chances. Yeah. And we ain't sleeping on the floor again. We never sleeping on the floor again. For the ones who didn't make it out, for the ones that didn't see the life, for the ones that never cared, never gave a thought, found no happiness in that brand new car, or the house you bought. I see you talking about the love you lost, and it was gone like way before you ever thought it was. Yeah, I took my time, no quick ones, quick run, quick guys to get back there. Hot roads, I didn't think I come back fast, cause I was running road so many nations. Even when it's so sweet, I end up seeing red. Is it such a ghostly revelation? I may have fucked up all my chances. Fucked up all my like it's easy, it's hard to preach, cause I've been burning trees and watch them fall. If we cannot breathe out, we go forward. Sure, I was searching for cure, fishing a little wildlife, and when I'm low on fuel, I'll still be running till my back broke. Halfway, lost hope and I checked it. Hard roads, I didn't think I'd come back fast, cause I was running roads so many nations. Even when it's so sweet, I ended up seeing red. Ghostly revelation. I may have fucked up all my chances. Fucked up all my chances. Been around the globe, looked around and fitted. See.
OG, it's not OG unless it goes 3. Fnatic fall in Mirage, and it was a whole full 30 and then change. We went into overtime, and despite the efforts of Crimson Flusher, I highlight now in front of you that you can see the 2 top performers in the server were Fnatic members. You can see there was just a little too much dead weight beneath them. 3 members in the 60-80 yard category.
A very odd finish there towards the end. It felt like Fnatic had their entire game, the series, in the palm of their hand there, but OG somehow came back online and round by round just whistled them down until we got to overtime there. Fnatic were the ones who actually had the back foot toward the end of regulation, but still, it was a dominating performance there. Clean sweep pretty much in overtime.
Well, look, this was really impressive from OG in the sense of I was worried about their first half, right? And they were able to mount what is not traditionally an acceptable half, but going up against Fnatic and the playstyle that they have, it was a decent half, all things considered. But the starts of each half, I think, are the keys for me. There was a lot of chaotic rounds, there was a lot of pivot rounds, but it's OG winning the 2 force buy battles, right? That's not normally a position that you're going to find yourself in too much. So when we flicked on over to that second half, the fact that, no, they lost both force buy battles, I think, in the last map. I've just completely confused myself.
No, it's okay. It happens.
I've just completely and utterly confused myself.
I don't think anyone called you out. You could have
just kept going.
You could have kept going.
But the chaos that we did want to talk about is actually a round here that we can bring on up for everybody at home. It was round number 28 or 29. It was with the golden jump shot that finished off in the 1v1.
Yeah.
But we want to talk through this whole round because the entire thing was chaos, right? So it started out, you know, in the normal throws of you know, most how these rounds started out with the default spreads. You had OG going off towards the A site here on board with Issa. I believe we're probably going to catch all of the frags here. I'm not 100% certain on what we're going to be looking at, but
this is the whole round.
Yeah, so what we're going to be walking over here is all the chaos that ensued because there was the rotations coming through middle, there was all the play through catwalk. So they get the opening, but then they get stifled, right? Brolin comes out, I think he gets a CZ kill from under the balcony.
Yeah, is it not 2 of them? Is that what happened?
Yeah, so all the damage is done. So now they're just waiting over towards the A ramp, right? They're not actually pushing on through. They don't actually go for any crazy old plays here. They just wait. They stall out. They know that they can't push on through. Then what happens is they flank back towards top of middle at some point, and Flusher, he starts creeping through the mid position. So we're going to have a bit of a standoff right now that's going to be while the T's are just waiting all this out. Flusher's looking for territory, trying to find some information. He pushes down. He second guesses it. The rotation's coming through from JW. He has the picked up scout. Now while Flush is starting to push middle, this is when they're transitioning away from A, right? Volda through the
That's
smoke
right.
so they
We
could
were like, are
escape.
they going B?
They're running through spawn, and Flush is caught in this position. So there's actually one individual who's walked up catwalk past him. They actually take down JW in a moment. I think it's Alexi B. Should pop up into the top right of your kill feed momentarily. I'm confusing rounds, boys. But anyway, the kill comes in. The Molotov's dropped. It's now a 2-on-3 situation.
That frag.
Now Mantu's in a 1-on-3. He jumps through. JW not looking at all. That's right. I don't know why.
This was weird, wasn't it? Like, so obviously the bench is the new addition.
Yeah.
So I guess he just overlooked that for a second, assuming he was going to come towards connector. 20 seconds makes sense.
And now this is the 1v1 situation, right? So Mantu, once he plants the bomb, Golden has to worry about every single position. It's an open plant. He could be anywhere. Golden's coming from the B bomb site. Mantu goes to a very standard position with the AWP over towards the A ramp, looks towards the top of the stairs. If anything, he should have Golden completely booked at this point because we get to see this from Golden's perspective within the replay where he walks out the top of the stairs and he isn't even really looking towards this position, right? So here it is.
Bear in mind as well, this was the ace for Mantu as
Yeah,
well.
huge round. So legged midair, he drops, first bullet headshot.
And that was the kind of round just to keep them in the game.
Yeah.
That was just to keep Fnatic alive.
They had to really fight to get into this game because you look at this streak of rounds here. What are we talking about? 7 in a row for OG within that T half. I'm completely flabbergasted at the fact that they're able to keep doing this, right? They don't have the experience as a team right now to be winning a lot of these mid-round situations that they are, and that's what's the most astonishing thing.
Yeah, it all sounds like MBK's taken to Twitter as well mid-series, so we don't get to do mid-series interviews, but we do get to hear a little one from MBK. How many close best of threes can we play in 2 weeks? Well, one effing more. I don't blame him. I think OG are probably going through the most intense Counter-Strike bootcamp you could, given the current circumstances. I mean, you've got a new team, new organization into the space, and you've been given not only the first stage of competition against the world's best, but you're now in the cream of the crop as the wild card, and you're playing best of threes against them every day.
Yeah,
and
look,
pushing them.
The fact that they're getting to play so many officials is huge for them, and with the pushing these top teams, it's great. But if we want to see them make it through the next stage of play, they need to win now. If we want to be honest about this, it's great to see them, doing damage and having exciting matches. But if the overall picture of the Pro League group right now, they're sitting at the bottom, right? They're at the bottom right now. They need a victory. Fnatic also need a victory to grab one of those top spots. So I'm glad that we're seeing these teams fight for it. But right now for OG, if they can pick up a win, maybe they'll convert a bunch more people into thinking they're super legit. They're obviously legit, but if they actually start getting these victories, imagine what that's going to do to the public perception.
Oh, certainly, yeah. Legitimacy lies within the victory, and one map is where it will be determined. Dust 2's coming up, guys. Don't move too far.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to cs.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Everybody loves an underdog. Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can. Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
The future waits for no one, so we refuse to wait for it. Today, battles are waged in nanoseconds, and planes are piloted from the other side of the world. The future's not coming, it's already here. Join us and be the future.
Boxes to get my knee. Oh! That was a god! Go to Blaze on the ramp though. He knows he's there. Out. Stand up. Come on, it takes to fight back. Don't stop until back out. Give all you got, show him how to make a miracle. Save your team, be a hero. Take home the cup, be a star. They're waiting for you, take aim, shoot your arrow. It's your time to shine, show them who you are. Stronger, gotta go faster, gotta get better, gotta work harder. It's final fight now, get up now. Go with the mold, go for the goal, lead up the stadium, you know how it's done. Stand up, come on, it takes to fight back. Don't stop until back out. Give all you got, show him how to make a miracle. Come on, it takes to fight back. Don't stop until back out. Give all you got, show him how to make a miracle. You've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out. Stand up. Come on, it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out. Give all you got, show him how to make a miracle. Come on, it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out. Give all you got, show him how to make a miracle.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Gaming Malta, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, CS Money, MSI, Air Force, GG.bet, and ESEA.
Dust 2 is where we'll find the logical conclusion of OG Fnatic, but logic does not dictate who. We don't quite understand. The series split down the middle, both of the teams finding the wins on their opponent's map pick, just to get the party started, but it does conclude. We'll have the party poppers, the glitter, the confetti, the burgers with the buns and the lettuce and the tomato and the party bag with the cake and everything. We're going to have it all.
We are, and maybe some
Damn.
forced buy victories as well. There was a lot of forced buy activity going on there on the side of Fnatic especially, and they don't seem to want to give in that regard. But still, OG are going to be flying high after that resurgence on Mirage there. It felt like they were locked out. Fnatic really should have closed that one out. Now moving to Dust 2, it suits Fnatic's play style, but are they rattled after that one? Are they going to be a little bit different?
And we were saying that was almost a necessity for them to get into series. Well, they start with a win this time. They lose the second. They are going to be very, very frustrated. You think about that game. We didn't even talk about it in the post because they lost, but they had 5 knife kills in that one right there. So when we move into Dust 2, things might need to be a little bit more serious.
Yeah. And he still lost.
Now, OG lost to Na'Vi yesterday, 16-13. Fnatic have also lost to Na'Vi within the Pro League, 16-11. So if we want to use Counter-Strike maths here, I don't know if it's going to work out as well because they're both on losses.
Right.
So this one here, we haven't tested this theory yet.
Okay, so untested Counter-Strike maths
OG
theory.
should win because they got more rounds against Na'Vi.
And yeah, the Na'Vi result is still
theory.
fresh in my mind. Of course, that was how we concluded our broadcast yesterday. We got to see none other than Na'Vi and OG. They battled it out, and we saw a comeback of OG. It was 11-4, humiliating first half. I mean, when I say humiliating, I'm talking simple electronic, just walking in, winning rounds they shouldn't. But OG brought it all the way to a full 30-round game. So strap in, folks. We could very well be seeing OG. But the question is actually, will they convert? Chad said it in the pre-match of our third map, and I think it resonates right here, right now. OG, yes, you can push the best teams, but you have to put a win on the board. Otherwise, it's nothing more than a close but no cigar, and those are forgotten very quickly.
Interesting approach on the T-pistol there. They had 2 players hidden behind the wall and 1 individual spotting, ready to swing if someone started fighting middle. So I was curious by OG just to kick this off, but what's not curious is JW's aggression. And this time round, he will be punished.
Yep, he will be. And Flusher looking to convert. We can see Fnatic losing some of their mojo here. Golden, though, recovers the kill. It's going to be back to the 4-on-4, and Golden, oh my goodness, what a great shot that is, but he got a second player to deal with here at the long corner. Dispatches of him as well. 3 headshots delivered by that USP on the CT side of Dust 2. Issa and Alexi B at this point is trying to get the bomb planted just to guarantee some cash going forward as well, but they haven't gone for it just yet. They have confirmed the side is clear at least, so C4 goes down. Now, it's not impossible for them to win this one, but Golden, the shot he's hitting so far, might suggest this one's already over.
Oh, you know, I was about to say that Issa's flank could be the game-winning play, but he's actually opted, rather they have opted for a full long retake. All 4 members of Fnatic are now charging up, and he's gone around the world. Issa's tucked in on short. He's planted for him. Issa's going to try and find himself a USP for this impossible task.
I guess he'll give it a
Ace?
go.
Ace
for Golden.
There it is.
All headshots as well.
That was huge from Golden. What a round. I think we should start on pistol rounds, guys, when the T's plant. Instead of saying the bomb's planted,
they win.
We say Krieg secured.
Yeah, or round 1.
Because at this point, right, we should be seeing the Kriegs come out for OG. The force players have been constant. There's one. It's going to get dropped across, and AK comes out as well.
You're right. As soon as that bomb goes down, we have to just start acknowledging that the T's are going to be having quite the potent buy into the next.
Yep. It happens just every single time. Now, Fnatic are one of the teams who, if they don't get the plant on that pistol, will opt not to force buy. I'm going to have to start keeping a list on more teams who have a similar prognosis of how to deal with the second round after the pistol round loss.
Well, is it going to be enough? Desert Eagles here. Couple of rifles and a scout. Mantu with the Krieg.
He's essentially AWPing with this, right?
Yeah. So just drops the contact smoke. You can see it baits out a reaction, grenades to spam. Always dangerous in OG, have that smoke down.
Yeah, you'd be remiss to actually call it with concrete certainty, but the fact that you had the nade and the spray at the same time could suggest there is going to be 2 CTs B, building a picture of the puzzle in their mind. Smokes towards A now. We've seen utility pulled out of the CT. Oh, that jiggle gets more than Brolin was expecting. He gets spotted, gets the frag, gets the bomb down. Mantu's frag is everything. They've still got a chance. Their weapon and their bomb is safe and secure. And only just OG do have access to a competitive second round. That could have gone so wrong.
Yeah, but it's looking so good now. They've got 3 players on the B bomb site. They've got rifles recovered, a scout available as well. Sure, they're low, but there's only a smoke and an incendiary here for the CTs. They have to clear out so many angles towards middle before they even kick this one off. They can smoke the tunnels, they can Molotov towards the platform, but a flash over the top from Mantu might be enough here just to force them off a little bit longer. That confirms the AKs towards the window. Alexi B waits patiently. Molotov delivered, but is it going to be enough? First kill found by Flushout.
And they flood in. Alexi, he gets overwhelmed. Do they have time? Do they have the kit? I think Crims is going to be close.
They've got it.
Wow. Fnatic actually take the retake. Amantu did his best, but just the one Krieg was not sufficient.
Now they get the Krieg and the AK. So this is where the balance can really swing because OG have a choice now. Oh.
Just jumps around. Somehow didn't get dropped there.
Well, he was influential. Him getting the back of Plat kill right there onto that of MBK, I believe it was the door into that retake right there. So OG, they'll probably take the full save right now. Or almost the full save. Of course, it's upgraded pistols and a couple of nades these days. This is par for the course. But on that CT side, getting an AK and a Krieg this early, when they go into their first gun round, it will be very, very strong. I wouldn't be too surprised if the money is on the board for an AWP. Maybe Brolin will chuck the AWP over towards JW and he can give him the SG, which we've noted has been a bit of an issue for Brolin getting his hands on lately. They do have 4 nades here, and that dribble smoke's come out, so expect the HGs to go towards potentially back of platform or the back of site, and now that Golden has started spamming on out, they're going to expect his position. There's the tactical airstrike. It's not going to land any frags or damage, but onto the B-bomb site they go.
Well, they might be mowed down at this point. The AK-47 providing covering fire for Golden, and it looks like it might be enough here. Crims with 4, Brolin with 1, 3-0 confirmed. It will be Fnatic now, high flying on the CT side of Dust 2. But they found themselves in this position a few times on Mirage. Arguably should have been their map. Lost in overtime 4-0. Really dropped off towards the end of that one. Or maybe OG just started to peak. Either way, Dust 2, you'd really have Fnatic down as the favorites. But OG, the names within their ranks, you would know they actually going to cause some damage here. Mansu picks up the AWP on the T-side for the first time here. 3 players yet to frag, but very early days as they make their way down towards middle.
Curious that we didn't see Brolin thrown the only Krieg, given how well, with the stats we've compared, of course, 40% of his frags at EPL have been with it, but also the fact that JW has been more than proficient with every weapon, right? Crims, however, is going to be forced off with a nice flashbang, and the fight on long is being won. You can see the reason they gave the Krieg now to JW was to hold the tight long angle, but he's been forced out of it. And Flusher, he's been sent up the creek without any sort of paddle, only a FAMAS, and that does not look particularly aquatic. Bodies dropped all over the shop. Golden clawing one back. JW's been taken out by the Vanguard smokes. Issa was hiding within. And now Crim's on the site. If he does take Issa out, he will no longer feel so under threat. But Issa's got more.
Too much pressure. Way too much. And Golden will need another ace here to pull this one off. And try and deny the bomb. The best of his ability, but that's actually toward long. And at this point, M4 in hand, just trying to cause any sort of damage he can. Might as well just push this smoke, hope for the best. They're doing everything they can to avoid him. Lots of shots being fired. That's the first that connects. And he'll have to backtrack now. They've got a buy with $1,400 coming in next round, but they'll have to save this M4. And it wouldn't be much of one. You can see Crim's down to 900. Golding a drop of FAMAS.
Just to note, with Fnatic's CT setup there, they did a single B defender and they did 4 towards long. Now, I'm only guessing here, but my assumption would be to stop the Na'Vi long takes, the fast tank, then posturing for the rest of the round, waiting, smoking the cross, milking out CT utility. We've seen a lot of that lately. Now, OG have been running that. Fnatic hedged their bets to try and stop it, and it just came in late. It was basically the same situation. It was more of an ace split than just a long pause, but the fact that they didn't take any contact early and it was more towards middle where the attention was, Fnatic always had to rotate on back. So this is what I'm talking about when it can snowball for the T side, because now for Fnatic, the question is, well, do we go back and do that 4-man lean towards long again? Even if you think it's going to be the long play, you have that shroud of doubt in the back of your mind that, oh, maybe they will do something else because you've already made a gamble call and it hasn't paid off.
That's fair.
Well, the buys come through, not a force. I'll save that Krieg. Brian with the UMP as well. Giving up 1 round has led them to pretty much eco here. Going to be able to buy up next round, saving around $3,000 per player. All right, towards middle, looking towards Xbox right now. Difficult to see that coming out on top in front of the Krieg, but we'll see what happens.
They can use their underutilized players like Crims to get information. So it seems he's being baited in actually by Golden for this one. So hoping that maybe a tag and push it off with the USP. It actually converts, but oh, we needed more out of Golden. He needed more out of that Krieg, the 1 preserve rifle, and it's nothing more than a tag. Not enough and not sufficient for MBK. He wants more blood. He will not let Brolin keep hold of what he's brought into this round. Down to 40, the Molotov looks perfect. The flank is even better though. And now an AK for Flusher. He'll be happy to try and keep hold of that one. Jumping across, they know where Valda is. They've separated the fights. The bomb's down A, so no chance of a Fnatic fourth here, but perhaps Valda can catch a couple more of these Swedes, saving Swedes.
I hope Brolin doesn't keep a hold of the UMP, to be completely honest. He's trying to go catwalk to get Golden's dropped Krieg. I'm not sure where that's kind of dropped in the fray.
That works.
There we go. That's even better. It's closer. It's easier to reach, and well, he's even able to tuck tail and get away with it. So it's a big saved weapon for the youngster. We now can keep track of his impact with that weapon.
Well, we'll know very shortly, because on the CT side, he can do pretty remarkable things with the Krieg. It will be a couple of rounds in a row now for OG, though. Starting to stabilize here on Dust 2, 3-2. Money okay for Fnatic, but after a slight investment in the previous, there's still going to be compromises here. Brolin can drop an AWP. And he will sacrifice his utility. He can get a smoke to go with it. So he does drop the AWP. You either get 2 flashes or 1 smoke. Opt for the latter there, which makes sense. As we'll give the AWP over to JW now.
All right, so with the spread, it's not going to be the Na'Vi towards long. OG are changing their tack here. They will just barrel down middle. Lucky there was no AWP trying to pick them here. It felt very, very open and exposed. They will flash through the middle. They're getting a bit of early aggro as it's pulled Crims from the A-bomb site. There's been no nades tossed out towards long. No real impact over towards Catwalk just yet. So this one here with the CT setup we can see from Fnatic, OG are going to go through the paces. They'll throw out their default utility. They'll throw the mollies and flashes to clear the corners, to push any AWPers back. There's the molly. Clears out the close stairs position. The flash as well to hold anybody at bay. There should be another flash around the corner here to deal with the AWPer. In sight. But meanwhile, on the other side of things, MBK's been taking some jewels over towards B, making sure that they can't lean over towards middle. So this is a pretty standard round right here from OG. This is a default. This is how you really want these rounds to be kicking on off. And once you get territory, the question becomes, where do we want to go? Have we collected enough information? Is it a mid to B? Is it a short execute? Do we want to fall back for a B contact? Right now, all 5 of them are around the mid box.
They're setting themselves up for an execution, I would assume. The same smokes we saw before, maybe a different variation of the finish here. Could drop down towards CT spawn. Then we go back towards middle. Time will tell. Alexi B doing the dance of Crims in the smoke, and they've nutmegged each other.
Wow.
Like ships in the night. They pass through that smoke, and they've got no idea. But Alexi B will come out on top as they make their full commitment towards A. JW needs multiple frags here. They're going to find 0. OG have looked great here. Their T side is looked much better over the week as MBK continues to show good form here. A nice shot there. Down towards the long area. Might be able to get another, but the Krieg will best him.
Has to be a save. There's no way back in.
I think what we're starting to see here is actually a growing, blossoming faith in Alexi's calls.
Sure.
The more and more we've seen members of OG kind of go, make sure they highlight or on record, make it absolutely clear that the calling from Alexi's been good. We heard it over as early as London for the Blast event, and then following that, we've actually just heard it repeated time and time again. I think that faith is starting to really blossom now, because not only did they just come back against Fnatic in this second map, on Mirage with a phenomenal T side that Alexi was calling, but also they've done it multiple times against top tier teams in the fledgling stages of their org. I think all of those things combined are putting the 4 names that aren't Alexi in this full faith position on the calls that are starting to pay dividends on their T side.
Can just focus on their crosshair.
They can.
Right? Yeah, and look, that play that Alexi just made there, we had Carrigan on for an interview not long ago, and he mentioned the smoke gimmick plays. Well, that one is one of those situations. It's exploiting a gap. So the smoke is meant to act as, to obscure vision. They're using it to actually push on through and take some extra territory. We've seen it on a lot of maps. We talk about it a lot on Train. That one right there was huge for Alexi, and obviously he was granted by the timing of Crims there.
Shots being exchanged towards middle, but no significant damage inflicted on either side. Just MBK down to 82. JW boosted on shore here. Might be gifted that first kill. That's Mantu going down. Flashed as well. We'll see a rebuttal here from lower B. That's going to be the Krieg doing a little bit towards the AWP as he recovers back towards shore. And just repositioning every few seconds here. JW's back towards the mid doors now. His footsteps. That's towards Xbox. Might hit the shot, not quite. BA play coming in. We'll see their dribble smoke come in towards B. MBK normally the one to throw it.
Check if there's a molly back a plat this time, shall we?
It was exactly what we were talking about. What's Flusher up
Oh,
to?
he's heard the scope, so it's the scout as well. He's done for. Whew, brave pick. Might be enough to bait them into Broland's Krieg, though.
It was enough for the first. Advantage is still in Fnatic's favor, but they just don't have the weapons. But Broland does. A Krieg frag, bomb spotted. Broland continues to hold the line. A dribble smoke for the retrieval. They're going to have to commit to B. There's no doubt about it at this point. They're going to have the doors locked behind them. I say they. There is still Alexi on A, hoping he can get the bomb and fall back, and Valda will try. But Krims is waiting by the double doors for the sound cue, and Valda hasn't got the time to go silently, so he'll have this information.
Well, we'll see if he can do it with just a P250, no armor. Trying to... Oh, takes the 1 HP. That's so insane.
15.
Oh, they should
across.
Fnatic should have the round. The bomb's gone down the most awkward spot. He can't even plant it anymore. And there we have it. It will be enough there. Krims will be finding at least one kill, but it's down to Broland and the B bomb side at the back there with the Krieg. As soon as his teammate goes down, I was questioning the scout pushing up a B, to be honest with you, but it did tempt them into a push towards the B side where Krieg is ready and waiting. We know the multi-kill potential of that weapon in a straight line area like the B tunnels. It was almost perfect for them. So much pressure applied, bomb dropped in a really awkward position, and at that point, Fnatic could just surround them. And now coming back in with a full buy, they've got the Kriegs and an AWP for JW.
Manchu's going for that fast mid-peak. He's been flashed in by his team, and he's going to take a very early aggressive line. We saw this pay off for OG in the past. Fnatic will be aware of this move. We saw it pay off actually versus Na'Vi of all teams.
This is really on the fly as well. You can see the smokes being thrown as they get through the doors here. Alexi B is winged as he'll be taken down to just 10 HP. Oh, to now 0. Nice spam through the smoke, but even better from MBK. That could be enough to crack open the side. Remember, it's just the orb now waiting.
JW spots Alexi just standing. JW in the smoke trying to be a rascal. He will surely get tapped away. You can't nutmeg players like NBK all too easily, and Mantu was waiting just as it fades. 2 versus 2. NBK and Mantu, they've made this winnable. This was a 4 versus 2. Krims actually got into the site, damage inflicted to MBK, but the round's already over. Between the two of them, they find all 5, and another round for OG.
Trying to capitalize there while the bomb was getting planted, right? Ideally, you want to try and isolate that one player who's covering. You can't watch everything at the same time, but Fnatic getting lost in the smokes, were unable to convert those frags there, and now, well, they have to potentially take an eco.
Well, they'll take a timeout, at least to discuss their options here. It's 4-4 as we get to the mid-stages of this first half of the final map here. Fnatic looked like they had Mirage under lock and key. It was their map, but OG clawed it back round by round. They managed to show us that their T-side can be excellent. And right now on Dust 2, showing us more of the same. It is considered to be a T-sided affair these days, but they might have done enough to force out a partial buy from Fnatic here. You can see the money not ideal. They did buy into this. It'd be an AWP, a couple of rifles, an SMG or 2. I think the partial is the only port of call yet, as they buy up some grenades, PD-50, CZs. JW not got the revolver just yet. He's got the P250 instead.
I think he got dropped that from Golden, so it's a charity as well. He didn't even have to purchase up too much in this round, just the HE netted with it. I think that this half right here, if you're OG, I want to see them get up close to 9 or 10 if they want to take the map. Their CT side yesterday against Na'Vi, it was getting picked apart, and that's a lot of damage to take early there from Mantu with the scout of Krims. It's strange to see Krims picking up the scout map after map. Seems to like it.
He does.
Found it. MBK does get a molly off towards platform, but I have a sneaky suspicion they could get caught out straight through the smoke. Already an early frag. Close duels, it favors the pistols at times, but overwhelmed and overrun into the B site. The round is OG's.
Yeah, very well done again. This confirms with the bomb plant, and Broland have nothing to do here but wait the whole 40 seconds and see whether he can get a Krieg. That would be ideal. He'll wait for them to go towards the B tunnels, which we spoke about this earlier. You can survive on the bomb side. Luckily, if you have him, no Mantu and Valda cannot.
Yeah, there was I'm not sure if MBK said something about like boosting on each other's heads and trying to throw a Molotov or something from that position in tunnels to deal with. I'm not sure if the implication was to deal with what we asked in the follow-up question.
I think he meant, so if you're going towards B, you can molly car just before you go in.
So you don't have to clear it.
Yeah, so you don't have to clear it at all. But
one of the potential uses of the skybox that hasn't been explored.
Sure. But that would also be good to stop them from saving, right? We obviously have the Dosia node over towards Pit. That's one way you could deal with that. If you get a HE to bounce down there, you can make sure the T's can't save in that position. So maybe we'll see that come into vogue. I don't know if anyone has been able to work
it is actually kind of a tough...
Yeah, the trajectory is going to be hugely difficult.
And they open the skybox, so it's not going to bounce off. It'll probably just
disappear
pop in
into
the air.
universe. Yeah, it's not something I've taken a lot of time to experiment with just yet.
But theory crafting is fun.
I'm sure someone out there will work it out. There are a lot of wizards who spend a lot of time trying to work out the trajectories of nades, but Fnatic need to bounce back into this nap. They will get the guns up. The AWP in the hands of JW. Flasher on the Famus, so a bit weaker in terms of the weaponry for him. This is the long play right now from OG. They're going to do it late, but they're going to do it as a pack.
And here comes the contact. Perfect. And they're both grouped up, but a messed up spray. He's flubbed it. Could come back to haunt him. Grim's flash perfectly, though. OG, they're leaders of flash, enemies flash, and you can see exactly the evidence to back that up. Tested on long, uncharacteristic miss, but he's given a second chance thanks to the supportive work of Issa, of all players, who, speak of the devil, has been thrown into a 1 versus 2.
Yeah, he took down his teammate, but he has found 2 frags in total up against Golden and Brolan here. They both have M4s. Issa with plenty of time with woman on the clock here. He's got the bomb on his back, 1 smoke and a Molotov.
What are they doing?
Sure, what the hell they're up to here. So Issa with the Krieg, 4 kills to his name so far. Lining up the smoke for CT Spawn.
They can boost if they go to the corner of this here. They're trying to do exactly that, but it might be too late.
I think he saw him, though. So as quiet as he can, this is none the wiser. Faking it out, but exposed to the jump for info. They haven't gone for it. They're just choosing to walk as a pack. Both of them crawling in from behind. They peek from 2 angles. Very effective from the Golden Brolan duo. And they solve the problem.
Well, it was finally for Fnatic. They get a convincing round there. It didn't come right down to the details. I felt that was pretty comfortable over Mirage. It feels like they really did struggle just to get even a round on the board towards the end of it. 4-0 in overtime for OG. 5-5 here now in regulation of the 3rd and final map. Bear in mind, OG have not won a series yet in stage 2. They're currently 0-2, and Fnatic are 2-0. They took down the likes of Astralis and FaZe so far. To drop a map to, or a series to OG, that just wouldn't make any sense. It wouldn't compute.
It would really hamper their chances of making a top 3 slot as well. I think, you know, if OG continue to lose to all the other names and you do have a loss in that column,
sure,
and all the points are going to rack on up towards the end of it. This looks like it wants you to be contact play. Mansu seeing if he can find the opening to let them in. This is where it all went wrong for OG yesterday against Na'Vi. We've highlighted that today already. This is the triple boost. So 3 individuals, they're going to boost on up, and he gets 1 shot at this. If he misses, it's likely he gets spammed and gets taken down, and he's even made noise. So that'll definitely be communicated through, and the spam, those bullets are a good indication that I don't know exactly what was going on the other side of that smoke.
Money broken on either side here. The last few rounds have been incredibly close. Krieg for Brolan, his signature weapon. Flashbang through the doors here. Up against a fully invested OG with Deagle for MBK. That grenade's going to hurt a lot, boys.
Oh!
That's
not a kill.
I think he still gets it.
That one is. Equals the plane. Brolan with a quick trade elsewhere. NBK's gone down, so his hold on CT will remain vigilant, but with Flush's UMP, Long is not really going to be too much of an exciting prospect for the retake. You can't do much with the UMP at the range of Long. His teammates, however, do look a little more promising. Coming in from short, 3 of them. Flash to indicate there is at least presence there. There's another one on gold, and he might want to throw that out on the contact once they pull them out. I say that. Mantu's hitting everything.
He really is.
Oh, wow. 3 kills. The second was really the final nail in the coffin, because Flusher, as we said, can't really do much. He's hoping perhaps to save a rifle of sorts. He's not even going to be allowed that. Alexi hunts him down.
How many rounds like that happen on Mirage towards the end of it? They'd get an opening kill. It looked like they have some sort of an advantage, and just ran over from the final commitment from OG. They're looking very good to take this 3rd map. The money's broken again for Fnatic. No one's really stepping up. We're around 12. Not one player on the Fnatic side has got close to double digits yet, but we'll see whether they can do anything with this round. They've got a smoke, maybe a stack towards long. So they'll smoke middle, just to shroud the fact they've sent 5 players over towards A. And ideally they would nade over. They sit on the corner, 1 flash will come over if there's a long take. They will then flash and try and swing on the aggressive players, but it's not going to work out. There's only one there, it's MBK, and he's playing very passively. Just to counter this setup.
They're going to get minced here. That flash is going to come out pretty soon, probably when the smoke clears, actually.
They could reverse it and flash the site if they feel like it's an A attack. Yeah, which it will be. They still have the flash. JW can deliver that now. Watch out for it. Has to throw it now.
Yeah, now would be the perfect time. And now it goes high into the sky. Turning away, nicely avoided by Alexi, so he should collect, and he does. Is Issa alongside him? And a clean mop-up of the CT stack. No issues there, and some pistol shopping for OG.
Now, this game right here doesn't feel as close as what the scoreline currently says. It feels like Fnatic are getting absolutely destroyed right now, and the reason for that is, well, Fnatic won pistol, and then they converted the 2 following after that. From there, it's only been 2 real gun rounds in their favor. Everything has been going in the fashion of OG. Every time they seem to pick up one of those close gun rounds that we were just highlighting, it forces Fnatic down to that partial buy situation, or as a full eco with the flashes we just saw. So Fnatic have been getting dictated to here in this half. They are getting beaten up right now by OG, who want to keep up the pace, but so did Crims. He gets the dink. It wasn't enough, and now 2 other frags fall in the favor of OG. Another number advantage.
4 versus 3, and it's another difficult investment as well. You can see they got a FAMAS and a flusher. No kits available, just flashes now. As they have 1 player waiting on the A side. He's got a flashbang, that's JW. He is isolated, he is completely alone. MBK patrols towards B, locking those 2 players on the other side of the map. And here comes the catwalk smoke. JW's in trouble here. The avant-garde smoke lands as well, gives them a bit of a one-way, takes vision away from the CT side. They might be overthinking this one. They allow MBK just to walk in towards B, see if he can spot one, which he has. Molotov goes in. Trying to keep these 2 on this side of the map, and now just wants to try and keep them there, keep them interested as he runs off.
That's perfect. Now JW, Flash just to try and survive at this point. The pressure, the scrutiny, the flames, they're all coming. So's Valda, but he stands his ground and finds the frag. A double so far for JW. 40 seconds, there's a lot of time left in the round, but there's not a lot of players left for OG. Mantu thrown immediately into a clutch scenario. Brolin does not get caught by the wallbang, and now there's backup.
Well, that was JW and 1 flashbang, by the way, that saved the day. And nothing you can do here. Fnatic win the round, finally, after losing the first couple of picks as well.
He didn't get it.
He got the M4.
He was trying so hard.
The M4 at the end instead of the Krieg. Fnatic have averaged the highest grenade damage, 49.5 per round on Dust 2 during EPL thus far, over 4 maps. 49 damage, yeah. You're normally, I think on average, it's about 20 to 30, so that's
quite a lot of damage, isn't it?
So that's quite insane. So this up. Krieg in hand, last dying moments here this first half, round 14. Fnatic, as Chad said, won the pistol. This has been an OG half. But the last round was all JW. Looking for that short control again. Issa and co. Start patrolling short. It's JW now with the orb. Such a strong performance of the M4 in the previous round. Can he replicate it? Both him himself and Crims on 7 kills. They'll both be waiting towards A. Smoke available. Very slow approach from OG now. They've got the short control. They confirm no one's there, but they want to go for a B split potentially here. Sending Nathan back towards the upper B tunnels, just to show that 1 contact smoke that comes out towards the tunnels. It's enough to keep them there because we've seen this before. Right. This explosion towards B. You're second guessing it. Could there be 4 players behind it? Could there be 0? You have no idea. That's the beauty of it.
They brought Valdo over. It feels like they want to change their tack here. They've come out mid to B. There's 40 seconds left. They are committed to this, and, well, the contact play, it's not going to work. JW gets the first.
Yeah, but now into B, and that smoke from Golden could give him something to play around. Checking the corners, bomb dropped, a double from Brolin would be everything, but instead, 2 frags fill the feed, but it favors OG. 20 seconds, bombs being thrown across for extra safety. Flusher will not be hitting any of those speculative shots. And now OG poised for an 8th. Very hard to retake, especially with no utility. My God, this is going to come down to some individual brilliance. Yeah. Should Fnatic have a voice in this round?
Well, let's see whether it's worth it for them. Flashbang goes over from the T side here, and they're going to double stack towards the back right. I like this, actually. You wouldn't see this coming. MBK will just stay hidden, and Fnatic think better of it. They're actually going to fall back and concede the round. Knowing it's unlikely they do this one, sure, there's a 2-on-3, sounds possible, but notoriously one of the most difficult bomb sites to retake in all of CSGO. So OG will give it up. MBK We talked to him earlier. He can actually sit in the corner there in that position, but he'll just join his teammates and get out of there. I'm sure he survives, and we will have round 8 on the board for OG. Fnatic do have some resources, but not a lot of them. They've got the AWP for Flusher. He can drop 1 M4. Crims can drop a FAMAS. So the AWP's already been dropped over to JW. Flusher goes to the FAMAS himself, opting for the utility.
What a half this has been from OG, really.
Right.
When
I
we
mean, you
look
said
at
they
the
won
rounds
3.
that they're winning, right? So you think about the pistol round situation for Fnatic, they win that, right? They convert against that force buy. We were talking about how the Kriegs come out as soon as the bomb goes down. And then the third was an eco. So that's the first 3.
That's the first frag.
Yeah.
Very quick and a bit of a sentence stopper, but I think the point you were making was just how good of a half this has been for OG.
The gun rounds, right? When they've been winning these gun rounds, it's just been forcing Fnatic down into those pistol situations. They're playing another round with it now. It's the last round of the half. This is one of the worst situations you want to find yourself in. Now, that was quickly rectified by the fact JW got the opening kill onto Alexi B through the door with the AWP. So now we're caught on up. With a minute 25 left on the clock, there's going to be some big decision-making to make right now because Alexi, he can't actually be a key component on the map.
His jump throw smoke failed, I think. He was trying to do the dribble smoke, I imagine. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's achieved its set purpose. Flashes onto Crims, but he's still on that one and done position. Can drop off, fall back, CT, play ramp. Golden is specifically searching for any ratty plays in the smoke. And well, Brolin has used the smoke to great success. Fnatic, 2 kills to their advantage. Crims has been caught on the A site though. How wide open is it? Golden, he's trying to solve this problem, but he's been caught by NBK as well. OG, not Mr. Borg, are going to be poised now for another T round. They've overcome the advantages that Fnatic managed to find, and now they extend their own.
How many retakes are there going to be here? It's MBK just dominating on the A side here, looking for his second kill. Already confirmed that, just 1 remaining at this point. JW throws caution to the wind, makes his way out towards long. It's 9-6 at half. OG might have done enough here to find their first series victory in stage 2 of EPL. Will they be able to cross the line though? You're going to have to find out after this break.
Be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, improve it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, improve it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it.
Hold up, let me switch my flow up. Back in high school, they were telling me I'll blow up. Doing talent shows and man, everyone would show up. Got
Oh, the mystery that is OG. They've pushed all of the big names in Counter-Strike over the course of these last 2 weeks. NBK still can't believe it. A tweet just between maps saying, I don't quite understand how many intense 3-map games we have to play. Well, they've managed to get themselves into this one. And at the second half, with a 9-round advantage to the 6 of Fnatic, there is certainly a world, Henry, where this is OG's.
There is certainly a realm out there where OG will find their first victory in Stage 2 of EPL Season 11.
GG Bet agrees.
GG Bet seem to agree. You're absolutely dead on there. And we'll see Fnatic still purchasing after the freeze time, so it won't be rushing necessarily. We're going to see JW challenge towards long. Only got the Glock. Ambitious at best as they take 2 grenades, and he'll be lucky to survive that one as his teammates make their way towards B, and the bomb goes down already. This is looking messy.
Very positive for OG, though. They're not going to be complaining. Golden's lost half his health. Does scoop up the bomb, but the bloodshed continues. Valda just tapping into the smoke, collecting heads. He's got himself a double kill. He's more than enough of a contribution from him, but he continues to pepper. And Crims, well, he's going to be backing away.
Well, we saw what he did on Mirage. He's going to need to do something
One
similar.
better.
Yeah, it'd have to be even better, wouldn't it? Because this round right here, now that he's locked on out, they didn't get any territory. He doesn't have any room to wiggle right now. You can see the push up middle, and there it is. MBK is going to take him down. OG are converting me.
Yeah, you don't hate them anymore?
Yeah, I'm gonna close down the hate club. You know, I'll shut down the website
Start the
tonight
fan
when we
club.
get back. The Facebook page will get turned off as well. All my alt accounts on Reddit will have to be deleted, I guess. But honestly, the thing is with this team, they've had to prove themselves, right? You don't just come on in and get respect because of name value. What is this, like school? What are we talking about, guys? You need results. And this right here would be a massive result. I was impressed with the way that Fnatic played yesterday to stall out Astralis. I thought that was fantastic. Now the fact that OG are doing to stall out the chaotic play style here of Fnatic that Astralis, previous best team in the world, couldn't do, that is huge.
And FaZe.
And FaZe, yeah. This is some great stuff right now from OG. And the individuals are delivering across the board. I have to tip my hat to Mantu. He's playing right now some of the highest tier Counter-Strike he's ever been involved in. And he is looking great.
MBK as well. He's been stellar this season.
You see his ADR then, by the way? Can we go back to MBK? Was that 150? No, okay, 120 ADR. Still quite a solid hit haul for a first half.
Someone not considered a star player really ever in their career, and still probably at the tail end of it, and still providing strong performances in massive games here, in long series as well. 5-on-3. This is the force buy from Fnatic, bear in mind, and so far, really haven't got anything to show for it. We will see the smokes down towards A. Flashes as well, but Alexi B's position baited in by Mantu. It should be enough for at least a couple of kills here, if not the round itself.
Yeah, should be business as usual. And a nice defensive flash actually catches Brolin as he drops down. What a nasty way to go. JW, this could be an also rather nasty fate. He's met by a USP straight on the exit. 11 then to OG. So they picked up the pistol to start off this half. They've converted that. And Flusher, they've only got 24... Flusher, excuse me, Fnatic are only rocking 2,400 into this one. It's looking like 12.
Yeah, look at this. This is the force by nature of Counter-Strike, right? This is why people like Henry and I and Astralis of the world, teams who play or are preferential or fundamental Counter-Strike, because it's meant to net you percentage rounds, right? If you play percentage Counter-Strike, you tend to win the percentage rounds. But the thing is, you're also banking on when you do get to those gun rounds, you have all your ducks in a row.
Yeah.
Fnatic, they make sure that they don't need all the buys all the time, but today it's not working. Today they're not having those rounds. They're not winning with Glocks. They're not winning with the JW knives. It's not coming through right here. And this is when you need your individuals like your Brolins and your Crims. They're like the second wave, right? When my aggressive players aren't working, I send in my big fraggers and they get the job done. Well, look, Crims has had some big moments, but it's just not been enough so far. And from range, even the MP9s will milk them on down. This is flawless stuff. They're keeping so many individuals alive here. No bomb plants.
True, yes, God, yeah, that's why the T economy doesn't look so ridiculous 3 rounds in than it can do.
Yeah.
And, I mean, for the bonus, Reed, I'm seeing no extra investment. So straight up, they're going for the full bonus, Hank.
It's one kill in 3 rounds right there for Fnatic. They didn't keep those rounds.
Didn't do anything for them.
They didn't keep them close at all.
Well, they've got a massive bonus round then. If they win this, I would say that's probably the game. especially if no plant comes through. It's 12-6 right now. OG have played some fantastic Counter-Strike over the last 2 maps. Mirage, that second half was beautiful. We didn't think they had it in them. Their T-sides have been underwhelming. They've had issues with multiple personalities. Their in-game leaders overcalling each other. We saw it on Dust2 the other day, but now, learning their lessons, their T-sides look solid. Their CT setups are innovative. They're reading Fnatic well. And this sort of round is expected. You remember, they're in a bonus scenario right now. You're going to have to take some risks, some stacks somewhere. They've actually chosen towards B. Might not work out for them, but Mantu is towards the car of the orb. And he has been delivering on all fronts here. 18-6 so far. It's a difficult spot to play, but that's the Orp's responsibility. Hold the car. You're going to get flashed off. You're going to be mollied, smoked. And it's up to you to avoid those, find kills, duck and weave. And that's what will make you a top sniper.
If they go mid to B here, Alexi B is licking his lips. This is looking perfect. They're even starting to posture that way.
They are. They could drop down spawn as well and go for this. Wants to play, 40 seconds remaining. It is going to be middle by the looks of things.
Alexi has a molly and a HE. Issa has a molly as well to deny window access. And 2 spots one. It hasn't drawn the rotation.
Golden can join his team. I like that from him. Can at least contribute very quickly. Mantu does manage to catch Golden, so no late flank. Issa, however, 1 for 1. Brawler into the site, does catch the descending NBK. Alexi did his best, but low on Brawler, not converting it. Does mean the triple kill comes in.
They should go for this, though. They should give this a good crack, because the money on Fnatic is not fantastic. They've got them locked in. The flank coming in from Dark right now in Voldo. There's a kit in the hands of Mantu. As I say that and start to get excited, they will backpedal. I think better of this situation. He's going to pick up that AWP and carry it through to the next. Now, just to know, Issa's Molotov right there, it maybe looked like it would have done enough, but now in the restructured Dust2, you can throw it too far and it will land on the scaffolding just outside, and the Ts can find a gap, or CTs, depending if it's a retake scenario, to come on through. So what you will see these days is a lot of teams dropping that Molotov so it lands basically in the window position itself. That's one way of really denying it, because not only do they have to start running through the flames from their side, they're coming into your site still through the flames.
That's what I noticed as well. If anything, he was inviting them in with a deeper incendiary, right? Because they're going to have to swing through, because otherwise they'll be taking damage. So they can actually get through the window, have a position where they can still fire. So Brawler missing a few shots. We'll have a look here. So the flames aren't touching it. They're behind him, right? So if the Molotov, or the incendiary in this case, was actually thrown at the window, Chad's dead on. I feel like they win this round because there'll be no access, and they were blocking each other at the window and trying to get through those flames. And all it took was just a little bit more calculated incendiary. That could have been the difference maker.
Triple orbs?
Triple orbs.
What a risk this is on the first real gun round, the first proper gun round, not the bonus round, and the triple orbs come out.
Well, they are doing some damage. Golden swallows the grenade at the very start. You're right in noticing it's not traditional, but maybe they've got something up their sleeve here. Issa, he has been the secondary AWP on Dust2 and the last few showings for it, but MBK has been hitting some ridiculous shots today. Maybe he's just really feeling it and fancies mixing things up, perhaps.
It really just limits a lot of their setups here. Mantu, once he falls off that perch, he will have to drop into CT, which means if it is any contact through middle, the A-bomb side, they'll almost be giving that up. We can see...
I am a little surprised that we have got 3 AWPs and not a single CT AWPing long. Often known as the very best place to be utilizing your AWP, and yet with 3 of them in the server, a heavy short stack for the CTs.
If they win this, I have to ask if it's intentional in that post-game interview, because I'm struggling to find a reason for it to be. Exactly for your reason there, Alex. You would think if you were going to have triple AWPs, you'd want to be going for frags. You'd want to be searching for these picks.
You don't want to be executed on with 3 AWPs. Look at the smoke wall.
What is going on here?
I've not seen that before. Molotov does force Alexi off the car. He's anticipating someone trying to nutmeg in the smoke, and there's more than just someone. There's 3. Golden exposed. Alexi there close. The flash again. These contact flashes are so effective from OG, and they have got an advantage once again.
Can they hold on to it, though? This kill might decide it. Lovely work from Bowder. Looking to finish things off here. Flusher will be isolated towards shore. 20 seconds remaining, trying to encroach on the position of Bowder here. Great shot. He might have done enough.
Where's the
of
bomb?
Course.
It's in the middle of nowhere. Issa's got the AWP from B. He's arriving up on short. The plant is his chance, and that incendiary could cause enough of a problem for Flusher. He's going to burn to plant it. 35 HP as he exits, and a perfect win for Issa. OG, they convert the triple AWP buy.
It was a big round and a big risk, and it's down to the incendiary that wins it for him. I thought Flusher was going to be out of that one with like 1 HP after the 2 shots he hits. This one bang Issa. It doesn't happen, but they get the bomb down, and they've actually got themselves, in terms of loss bonus, 2,400, and with the bomb plant coming in, they've actually got a pretty healthy buy, generally speaking. So scoreline not looking great, but Fnatic can still pull this one back. They might want to take a tactical timeout at this point, as we'll see ourselves come 13-7. Teams OG have defeated on Dust 2 recently. Vitality 16-12. That was a great one. MBK taking down his former teammates. G2, more French scalps on the chopping block. And then Evil Geniuses 19-17, winning in overtime there. So it is a bit of a home map for them. It makes sense when this team was collecting in form. They had to obviously play the looser map, trying to take advantage of the pure firepower they have.
So all spotted in the middle, flashed off, and it's the second now in play for Man2, who's going to be aggressing up on short. This is a risky fight to be going for. A CT smoke means he can just linger.
This one here is the round. Last was costly, as expensive, they walk away with it, but if they pull this one off, they can establish their CT-sided economy. Fnatic well, truly in the bin. This is right here, it's a big frag, they find 2.
Just like that, lead stolen by OG. Confirming the short is clear. Flusher wants to try and regain that control. Brawler in the meantime did open up middle. And a perfect flash again, but Brawler, he doesn't care. He will be the hero Fnatic need in times of strife. Again, he steps up to the plate, a multi-kill. Just when it looked like OG had taken the reins of an influential round.
Bombs on B, Flusher searching A, Roland's covering spawn. How are OG meant to know what's going on? Because I don't think Fnatic do.
I think you might be right. Well, 2 massive kills from Brolan gets them out of this precarious situation. You can see Flasher considering the knife there, but just gets the clean kill instead. And it's going to be an eco now for OG. Their money is absolutely ruined after buying 3 orbs and that first big gun round. They're currently 4-1 up. That's going to be changed to 4-2 momentarily. Fnatic back on their feet, lots of money behind them. And as 3 players survive, and JW will bring the AWP into the next round as well. B-bomb site seems to be an issue for both these teams.
Yeah, we're about to jump into the skybox here when we get into the freestyle, I suppose. And I want to show you how Alexi B made that hero play towards Khan for them to win in round 20. That might be an integral round, considering how this time plays out as we move forward here. And I just want to show you. So you can see Fnatic, they throw their crossover smoke. It misses. It's dropped here. It's flubbed in the middle of the ground. Now, Alexi uses that. He dumps his own smoke to create a bridge for him to cross over to the car position that they've already cleared. Now it means they have to dedicate more resources to getting rid of him, and Golden's had to take a risk into their own smoke because of how much they're having to dump here. His play and pushing forward to this car is only a call that an in-game leader would make.
It's a big, big play. And now a big performance required here, and not the full investment, but as good as you get another $250. They're really hoping Man can deliver and close this game out for them. They pull this round back, it could be enough. Desert Eagles, AWP, to take something a little bit innovative. They're going to boost in the box inside here along doors. I like this, but Crimson is ready for it.
How's he so wet?
No idea. He was ready waiting for that one, but Man2, that's a very big win. That might just channel them into NBK. They know he was there, he boosted his teammates, it's going to get swung on, but already finding the headshots! Plural! He's gone for all 3! NBK locks down long!
This is enough. Brolan is so far away, they can hear him as well. The incendiary comes down and does a bit of damage. Every tick will help them out, but not guaranteed to let MBK closes things out. I told you, he's been performing out of his mind recently. They go for the creative boost there. Crims reads it. They know there's a second player there, but that's the Desert Eagle. Chad, could you do that with an R8? Let me know.
Probably not. Maybe if I was using the, what is it? The left click?
And worth noting, by the way, worth noting that second kill, it was a one-shot body shot, he messed up, he flubbed the complete headshot. But because of the Alexi B half damage he managed to inflict, it was very impressive stuff in the end.
Just to note, people were questioning, oh, why did they quickly just run long? They knew there was another player there. The reason is because Man2's AWP was just identified in top dark. They wanted to take the territory away from him before he could rotate back. And the furthest position from him was going through long. They thought they could deal with that pistol, but MBK, he had other ideas. Now 14 on the board, money broken for Fnatic. They forced on in. This is do or die right now.
Yeah, it all rests on this round, and already Golden going to be functioning with less than half health. Corner of the short position did meet the Man2 warp shot. Silence falls upon Dust 2. Fnatic well aware of what's at stake here. You made it clear, top 3 is what you need in stage 2, and being the only team with a smudge on your record next to OG's logo would be a heavy blow to the Fnatic chances. As this one. Alexi B's already drawn blood. NBK's about to be under a lot of scrutiny.
It's
good. But he's already, one's already split the net, and now he's burning. He can't find a safe haven, he smoked himself off. The suppressing fire from Crims. He's got so many players to worry about, and he is going to eventually catch the nade. Fnatic are making the B site work.
They have to save. There's no point going for this round right here. Don't give up the weapons you have. The economy is so tight at this point that if you give away anything here on a whim, if you get a little bit lazy, if you think you can beat them here, Fnatic, they'll call this one back. We've seen it time and time again in Pro League. It's Counter-Strike right now. The economy, it favors the T's.
The B bomb site does as well, apparently. It's insane. No one can hold it off. We've been talking about this about 6 months at this stage. Like B splits, and like you get towards the B side itself in the mid-round, it's so difficult to defend off.
I had some suggestions, Henry, during the last season of Pro League. I made a nice little, well, I pulled some content out of the air because we had like a 2-hour break to fill because of these hard start times. And I spoke about Dust and all the problems with the map because it is a map with a lot of problems. The fact that you can die within the first few seconds of the round crossing mid-course, and you really have no way to punish that position, it's a very difficult map. Look, right here, I don't know what OG's answer can be. They have to take the save right now.
What if there was just a tunnel in CT spawn that let you kind of cross with a slower path to be?
Someone suggested that as well. I would like it if we just had the doors overlap.
Swapped,
Yeah, you can still have it so that you can peek into middle, but just overlap it so you can't see anything across
That's honestly the perfect fix. It would make so many good adjustments to the map.
I saw a really cool suggestion that the doors just open 5 seconds after the start of the round.
MBK though.
Yeah, it's Eagle. I mean, it was very effective last time. Issus perhaps can still do some damage. He does just crouch on into the crosshairs of Golden. Again, B site being exploited by Fnatic. They don't want to bow out of this one. Flushes spray connecting again onto Valda. A Molotov as well, just to push him further back. Mantu. Okay, JW.
He's found another
He's
one.
found his 6th knife frag of the series. There it goes.
At this point,
Keep him
you
coming.
can do whatever you want, mate.
Just keep him coming.
Do you know how to spell overtime, Henry?
OTOT.
It's spelled EPL.
We have
I don't know. I actually would have to go back and reflect on it. But the games where teams have been able to mount comebacks, it feels like we've had a lot of them, right? And we hear the team. We even had it from MBK's mouth in the pre-game interview, talking about how strong the T-sided economy is. If you give up too many opportunities, you can see what cycle you get caught in. OG are in that cycle right now. This is the exact same situation that Fnatic found themselves in the first half. Even when they were able to win a round, they didn't have enough numbers to stay alive. And then once they lose the following, they were instantly reset.
Straight out long, doing the duel onto MBK, just pistols, so should very well be a confirmed 11th. They've got complete control of the B tons, which is unfamiliar territory for them so early into the round, but it does mean they'll be able to at least put their play. Oh no, Mantu, you can't afford to flub your shots like that when there was so much at stake. Valda's pushed through the Molotov, and Flush is just going to line them up as they challenge. Clean, precise, and 11th for Fnatic.
Very clean. Not really much to report in this round. Just up to man 2 now to see if he can try and steal a weapon away. That's about as exciting as it gets, I'm afraid, for them. As OG still looking to post series points. It's going to take one hell of a performance. Fnatic, one of the most tenacious teams in all of CSGO. Going to take this one the full distance. Man 2. Nice shot. Don't think he'll survive, though.
Crunch time again. It just feels like every time OG step up to a buy round, you know that if they don't win this round, it's going to be 2 more before we see them have another shot. So every time you see the guns come out for OG, know that if they're not able to convert this, you're likely to see them on the pistols in the following. This is a very important round. They're only going to get maybe 3 more of these if Fnatic continue this pace.
3 more chances. 2 rounds required. Roland has found a new lease of life on our 3rd map. Resuscitated, and Alexi B might need the kit next because he's down to just 1 HP. Woo.
And he was the solo B defender. If he went down, there would have been nobody on the site. The rotation's only now just come across. The fact that he's on 1 HP, he physically cannot do anything.
He's just got to be a nade bot, right? Just to throw all of them and
he is so brave.
He's such a smart cookie. He could have got caught by any number of the T's lingering in middle. With 1 HP, he flashes himself across to assist from CT.
I know. All right, Mansu, AWP, 21 kills to his name. He has looked spectacular here. MBK with 19. That's the big fraggers right now for OG.
Oh, is this going to be enough though, Mansu? Not mollied off. Using the tightest of angles though. We'll see whether this is going to be where they can find series points. Execution coming through. 3 incendiaries available. Smokes is successful, though. Mantle have to fire off a shot and drop down.
He's in
Brolin's
trouble.
chasing him, but the flash was just enough to get him around the corner. He can post up. Alexi's going to be looking for him. Brolin does do damage. Issa caught in transition, doesn't go down though. Valda's caught Crims, and now the CT frags are coming in. OG, it's not locked in, but not by any stretch, but Mantu's the one to turn the key. 15 for OG.
They mixed up the sites there. Issa and MBK were over on A. They found impact on that site. Alexi on 1 HP, obviously struggling on back through. He was a non-factor, right?
True.
Basically in that whole round, but it was probably his call to do the 4-man lean. So the note is from the 2B defenders, out of place, holding that A site right here. There's no way Fnatic were ready for that. And they have the buy again.
You see that stat as well. Yes, we listed some of the victories OG have had. It was, you know, vitalities of the world, G2, but yet to find a win versus a top 5 team. That's an achievement that's not often put in the cabinet of a team that's only been together for 2 months. But that is certainly the case. And by the 2 months, I should highlight, I'm talking about games played equivalent. That's about 50 officials we've seen around from OG now. Of course, we saw them form the late stages of 2019.
Look at this play. I cannot tell you how huge this play is.
Well, Crims is always one step ahead, Chad.
But Alexi's not pushing. He knows what they're doing. He's doing the Na'Vi. This is him taking a liberty as the in-game leader,
right,
knowing the
I
call.
understand what
He's
you
just
mean. So
boxing them in.
They've committed to a Na'Vi-esque approach, and he makes sure they can't do anything about this, as they've got 4 players towards long, and Crims comes out. He's actually got them bamboozled here. There is one player on the other side of the map, that's Brolan. But they are running out of time here. All they can really do is do the double smoker crossover and over the best. Remember, they can't leave as Alexi B has locked them in.
They're in so much trouble here, Fnatic, and they have no idea about it.
Oh, Alexi's timing though. And
What's he done
Crims
that
wins
for?
the waiting game. Now what happens? Now that Crims has got that frag, you can see OG, the seeds of doubt being sown, as are the smokes.
There were no other presented objectives there on towards the Dust 2 landscape. I'm not sure why he pushed into the doors there.
Or why Mantu's been caught just over the edge of the smoke gives them the 2-man advantage.
Oh, there's quite the gap.
They can't cross. 30 seconds. They're going to have to do whatever they can. A nice Molotov, perhaps some nades, some spray. Issa needs more than one. Golden into the site. Valda can't do anything. NBK does catch Flusher through the smoke. Crims is in a little bit of jeopardy as well. They run out of bullets. Golden runs out of health. A CT nade onto his face, puts him down to 3, but MBK, he can't do too much. And he's trying to pluck Brolin from all the other edge of the map. Doesn't convert.
There was a world there.
for
MBK
Fnatic.
lands, gets that kill, gets a 1v1 where he's playing right now. It's going to be another tactical timeout. You heard what I said happens if they lose those gun rounds, Alex.
Yep, pistolas.
So don't expect a buy right now. Fnatic will get 13 on the board. There should be no doubt about that. Need a moment to breathe here because...
I mean, we've seen OG here before. This is the closest, admittedly. You know, often it's the 13 and the 14s of the world where they meet that wall. But another top 5 team in their scopes, in their sights, and they have the chance to throw the knockout blow in the same way they had the chance against Na'Vi in the second map, in the same way they had a chance against Na'Vi in the third map, in the same way they had a chance early on in their tournament wins. Of course, we saw them pick up 3 wins in Group C, and against big names as well, the likes of G2 Esports falling by the wayside to OG, but this is the biggest scalp they could potentially take, and they're 1 round away from doing it. This will not be that round.
No,
it's a
we're
full eco.
And they're on the wrong side of the map, unfortunately. They are just going in towards B. Their stats are long. Call it done.
Couldn't go more wrong, really, could it?
Not really.
I mean, unless perhaps
they all TK each other
and shoot each other, yeah.
Yeah. That would be worse. That would be actually much worse. JW is going to receive. Let's see if he can pad his stats here. We'll get the first with the AWP. He's getting chased down. There's not too many worries based on the distance, and he's actually going to make it to safety. We need to... Ooh, okay, maybe not so safe.
This doesn't feel safe, actually. Fortunately, the backup has arrived. Issa from Tunnels, though, did manage to just dink out Golden.
Well, that's going to be the round confirmed, the one we knew it would be. OG surely can't allow us to go to overtime. 2 rounds to deny it. Money's still not amazing for themselves. Loss bonus will currently be at the 3rd stage, $2,400. Be 2,900 going into the next round, Chad. So if they lose this, they'll still be an eco for the last round.
Yeah, which is not good enough for a CT side to buy at all. So right here, if I'm going to be honest, is do or die for OG. This is it. This is their chance to win the game in regulation. If they squander this, They're going to have to do it with pistols. Flashing through mid, we saw Easton do this. It's the Cold Zero move. He makes it work. It's a big opening.
It's a huge start, but OG have had these squandered in the past. It comes down to just that extra wobble, the shadow of doubt in your mind when you realize what's at stake. Can't afford to let it invade now. 4 frags away from their first win against the top 5 team. And another one. Issa. Man possessed in such a crucial round of play. An advantage OG cannot afford to bend the knee to the 3 remaining Fnatic members.
This could be it. They've given up 5-on-3s before, though. Alexi B, one of the culprits of overextending. He holds towards CT spawn. It's going to be the B split here. All 3 players focusing towards middle. Alexi's in trouble if they commit to the peak here. Brolan has. Bomb goes down. Alexi, though, trying to stay alive. He can be spammed here. He needs backup, and there it comes. They've done it. OG will find their first series victory here in stage 2 of the tournament and taking down a colossal team at the same time. Fnatic, it goes all the way. 3 maps. Round number 29, but OG have done it. We'll take a break and be back with the analyst section.